Anybody out there? Let's start things here. Hello. Hey, Mick. There's a link for anyone who may want to join. Oh boy. Sean, hey. Sound of Minor, Music Head, Pat. Hello, everyone. I'm playing. I'm going to tell you about this record. Yeah, my holiday was full of family. I didn't get to do. You're in. I didn't get to do. I didn't go out to any shops yesterday. Fred, I shared the link. Dave, we have Dave. We have Dave. You hear me okay? Out there?
Buenos nachos, señorita.
Oh, right off the hop. Hold on, while I have James, while I have you all
here. He's playing hooky from work again.
Nah, it's Sunday here. I'm all good.
Okay.
Got plenty of time.
Oh, good. We're not getting you in trouble this time.
I paid for it, by the way, last time. Had a busy afternoon.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was fine.
What was that? James, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Oh, maybe Fred will be on.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, there's Fred. He just said hey.
Marius, oh my God, we got a lot of just folks jumping on here, ready to go.
Cranberry juice,
right off the hop. Oh my goodness, Stunty as I live and breathe. I'm drinking a beer tonight. I'm having beer. This is single cut.
I just had a few at the hockey game, but
I'm thing
settling
here.
in now, so.
Fred, I love your name.
Stunty. Fred, did you DJ or what?
Yeah, I just came back from I literally just came back from a show I played.
Fred.
And I'm just remembering that
off the hop we got a
Yeah, that Battery and Fred are deep in summer right now.
Is Evil Twin talking about the beer or
was that?
Evil Twin, you talking about the beer?
Yeah, so yeah, you guys. Oh no, this is the Buttery Fred, I guess Evil Twins in a sense. Same region, but not close at all.
Gotcha.
No, how's everybody doing? This is a lot off the hop here. I mean, it's been a busy week, and I didn't do anything record related at all until now, so I'm just getting into it.
No one believes you.
You know, I didn't buy any Black Friday. Oh, it's true, Stunt. I mean, really, I did play for my family who all could give two shits. A bunch of Bert Jansch and the Fahey yesterday Thursday during our meal here. I had 20 people in my house here the last couple of days, so it's been
a lot of cooking,
jam packed. I did not buy any Black Friday, although I just bought something, Dave, from Lunchbox. This is the one thing I bought. See, who knows this?
No.
Can you guys explain Lunchbox? Because Dave, every other video Dave talks about Lunchbox. You talk about Lunchbox. That record? No, I don't know.
Yeah, sure, Stunty. It's a.
So I didn't know it either.
Wishart.
It's. Go ahead.
It's a shop run by Scott Wishart. He grew up in Atlanta. He played in some bands there when he was younger, and then he got into working here when I met him. He was working for Manifest Records, which was a small chain, and when that went kind of corporate, started having like stuffed animals and other kind of junk in there instead of records, he bailed and opened his own record store, and he's had it in Charlotte on the same street for 18 years now, except it's in the new location. The new location is a former, I'm trying to think what it was, where they mess with dead bodies, whatever that's called.
And that's your second home, right?
Yeah, well, it's 5 minutes from my house, so, and he's really good for new records. That's his specialty, is new. He has tons of used too, but you have to hit him when he gets collections when it comes to used. But if he has the best prices on the new records. So
I think there's a chance that you're the fastest.
Well, this record
today review video today.
Oh well, that Repo Records
Yes.
even closer
Yes.
than Lunchbox is to me. I can walk over there. So
The junkie knows his.
Well, this
his
record
spot.
I ordered from Lunchbox.
yeah.
This one is, I didn't know about it either, and it's the only thing I really cared about. Angry Mom here in my shop didn't get it.
That's not a record, though. That's a
and
phone.
It's Robert
What are you
Scott of the
talking
Clean and the...
Oh wow.
This is a
Yeah,
phone.
the
Yeah,
thing
this is a
about
phone.
Scott
I hate this phone.
Record Store Day.
But it is showing... This is Robert Scott of the Clean and the Bats, his little thing that he did. It was all tapes and cassettes, James.
Oh, I don't know. Is it a Black
And
Friday?
I didn't know this existed, or I did. It is, yeah. Electric Blood. It's a Third Man release. of all
Oh,
things.
yeah,
What
I've
the
heard of
fuck?
it. Okay. Yeah.
So I ordered that from Lunchbox. They had the cheapest price I could find, and they wouldn't ship
got
until
the best
7 o'clock
prices.
tonight because they were.
Yeah,
Wow.
awesome. Yeah, he's
Brandon,
got the best prices.
Is everybody?
and
I'm hearing glitchy sort of stuff go on. By the way,
Oh yeah.
It's just you, Dom.
is everybody
Yeah,
hearing
you're
everything
good.
okay?
You're glitchy. Dom.
Yeah.
Your internet must be.
It's just me, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah.
James, Dave,
bummer.
and Fred are beautiful, but you look ugly.
And I
The
have terrible
mustache.
lighting. But with Scott, what he does for RSD, he's able to get, for some reason, more than anybody else as far as amount.
Hold
And
on,
he's also
sorry.
able to get European
Making-
titles and regional titles. So he can get other regions titles somehow because he does so well. RSD knows he does so well selling their records that he gets a big chunk.
Yeah, he goes after it, but that's why he has all the leftovers too, I suppose, over the years too.
Yeah,
right?
well, he got 400 Taylor Swift last time and sold them all by 10:30 in the morning.
Crazy.
400 gone
Gross.
in 2.5 hours of one title. I mean, it's crazy out there.
400 Taylor Swift fans can't be wrong.
Yeah, and Charlotte, boy, they lined up. I was at Repo that morning at 5 a.m. for that one, and it was the biggest line he'd ever had, and he only had he didn't have that many copies. But so
I think it was me.
It brought out some people this year. No line here whatsoever. Now I saw Angry Mom had a huge line. I know you mentioned
We
that,
did.
Tom.
We had a lot of calls for that Olivia Rodrigo record, which was it's like Taylor Swift light, but still pretty heavy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to
so-
see. I mean, get the people in.
I'm
I
missing
didn't
some
even look at
comments
the
here.
records
Sorry,
the way
everybody.
list. Got no idea. I didn't even realize it was Black Friday.
It's
until-
poor, but
okay.
Oh well, it's not a thing over.
They had a
where
good
you
day
get
here.
dolls, I would think.
Yeah. Not really.
No,
I am
No,
playing
I
a
would-
record.
I wasn't
What
even
about
aware.
what about in
ahead.
Sweden? Is it anything going on RSD there? Or?
Well, Europe has different record store day releases, and so does the UK. Honestly, I saw the Freedom record you got this morning, and I was thinking, why didn't he get the original? That's a cheap record.
Oh yeah, I didn't put two and two together. That's a different cover.
Ah,
I
okay.
have it on my
Okay.
want list, and I didn't realize it. Yeah, it's on there. I just it's something I don't ever see in
Yeah.
shops here, so I'd have to
Yeah.
order it from overseas. But
Hey, Thiesh.
to see, I saw that and I was like, oh, and I didn't recognize the cover, so it just
And
worked
it
out.
was $20, right, or something.
What's that?
And it was quite cheap. It was $20 or something.
Yeah, I was surprised with the titles being as cheap as they were. Some
Hey,
of them.
Thiesh.
Dom,
Yeah.
what'd you pay for that?
Yeah,
record from
what'd you pay for that record from Lunchbox?
Yeah, Sound of Metal.
That was $38,
$38, and that was
cheapest there
the cheapest there was around. Honestly,
it was more.
Yeah, it's good.
Oof.
Oof.
I don't know if you're
I don't know
hearing
if you're
me.
hearing me. Okay, my
Echoing now.
I don't know if
I
you're
don't know if
hearing
you're
me.
hearing me.
This isn't good for a host. Everything was smooth last time.
Oh, you're better now.
Yeah, it was that rest of Minder. You have to close your YouTube.
It's close.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ooh.
Okay, maybe
Okay,
that's better now.
Let's see.
Make some changes.
Some changes.
Is it better now?
If
Well,
everyone's
yeah.
on this microphone, we can figure it out. If we
It
just
just
all
depends
mute.
if you're into dub. If you're into dub, then it's really good.
Yeah,
How about now?
we can pass a joint.
Oh, now it's good.
It's Dom. It's Dom again.
It's magic.
Yeah, I think it's Dom.
This person running the stream, unfortunately.
Terrible.
It's rough in the streets.
Weird.
Dom, you good at miming?
Lip reading. Yeah.
Oh, magic.
Miming. Man.
It sounds like he had YouTube open at the same time and it was playing both. That's
Yeah.
what it sounds like to me.
Sounded exactly like when I do that.
He had
I think.
YouTube open at the same time and it was playing both. That's
Yeah.
what it sounds like to me.
Sounded exactly like. Sorry about that.
Oh, because this does play live onto YouTube, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't. This is only the second or third time I've ever done one of
Well,
these.
I've made changes. I don't know.
Hmm.
I did
Sounds
have
good,
YouTube
though.
on. It was muted, so I don't know. Maybe that was still screwing it up. It's better now.
It's just your internet. Your internet is lagging. There's no question.
You look like
Distorted.
Francis Bacon. At the end.
We just continue the album. Can we do that?
What the?
Oh, I just realized Ryan hit October.
So weird. Okay, can we all try muting again?
Yeah.
That's working.
Yeah. Okay. I'm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Fred, see if you can unmute. Okay, that's good. And then we got it's between two. Okay.
All right.
So now I'm
all
back.
right, aren't I?
There we go.
Echo.
No.
All right, I'm gonna try the echo cancellation. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, cancel for each one, maybe.
It's experimental music being made.
Beautiful.
You're
Where's
such a
Alex?
newbie.
Okay, how's that?
Okay, how's that?
Bad.
Bad.
It sounds good to me. Am I the problem?
No.
No, I think it's the combination of Minder and sometimes you never know which two channels this. But if Sound of Minder mutes himself, I think the problem will be gone right now.
Yeah, it's you.
And wait, stay muted, Sound of Minder, and Dom, come back to see. Talk, Dom.
I'm back now.
Yeah.
I'm back. Or how am I saying? Oh, it was me this whole time.
Have you got
Angela's here,
YouTube
like,
open as well?
Crack.
None of a minder.
You sound good now,
Mine.
Down.
No.
You're just lagging a little bit, but you don't have the
Okay,
echo.
so
How's it now?
okay, Thiesh.
No, it's good.
I
think
turned
it's
on
okay.
my cancellation, so.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're good.
Well, I don't know where the hell we were, but
That was fun.
I mean, that was a great piece of experimental vocal.
Yeah.
We were in
That's
Sunrise
really-
World for a little while, guys.
Yeah.
We've only
Performance art.
gained watchers too, so I don't know what that says.
Uh,
Anyway, I don't know what you were hearing in the back. Playing this record here.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
curious. I wanna open this one up. Do you know this one, Stunty?
yeah. It's a classic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
it looks
uh,
familiar.
This is one of these things I had sitting in a want list and just totally about. Was going through upcoming new releases, and I see that it's getting reissued. I was like, why does that look familiar? I go back and looking through. Sure enough, this has been sitting there. Worlds Aligned. There's a eBay that I won the auction for, and it's my new. This is one of my new favorite records from 1978, the year of my birth, and oh god, it somehow wonderfully combines like cosmic zither, hammer dulcimer, and like drone, but not on every track. She goes straight traditional on some, and the rest, or then there's those 2 or 3 songs that are absolutely mind blowing when it comes to sort of adding in that sort of that droney aspect. There's 2 tracks in particular: Summer Rhapsody, Tree of Life in particular. And there's tambura on it, sort of a bowed chime, it says. Very fascinating record. This is going to be reissued by Palto Flats. So
It's like
we should all be looking for this one, I think, or check it out.
it's almost like a proto post-punk record in a way.
Proto, what? Tell me about that.
Well, there's
What's
this kind
the
of
connection on that?
no, but there's a kind of whimsical, pastoral aspect of it that you could find in stuff like the second Psychic TV record. Also, some of the stuff that you would find in the side projects of Crass, Penny Rimbaud, and all that. For me, I put it in not that far away.
Okay.
Alex said I have to show a
It's
record.
from that same era, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah, I'll
request
pick
from
up
Phoenix.
this record at some point. It's a pretty cheap one. Well, I was also going to say that the seller was one of these eBay sellers who doesn't sell records. So they sent me like bonus 45, and they sent me this random photo, which is nice, and the nice handwritten note. Don't you just love that?
Oh, yeah.
And it came,
Bid
you know,
slash
they were like one of these
purchase.
paranoid, like, yeah, right, bid/purchase.
Yeah.
They boxed it up in like a giant pizza box with like I find this with sellers who ship from on eBay who are not used to selling records. Sometimes they will overprotect, which is not a bad thing, but it had so many layers of bubble wrap, all this different cardboard, all this like random paper thrown in there. It took me a while to get it open, but it was kind of sweet. This isn't Dorothy Carter. I don't know who people are, but great. Anyway, wanted to put that out there.
Nice.
Fred, what have you been up to this week?
Me
Yeah, it's Kevin
Maybe.
Gray. It's not Fred anymore.
working mostly, and
Yeah.
we're going to Europe in 7 days from now, so it's more like preparing shit, getting the house ready and all that stuff. Nothing that would be of note or interest for this stream anyway. But no, just this and that and the other. Playing records as usual. But Busry wanted to show a record. Come on, James, off you go.
Yes. Yeah, Alex, hopefully you can get up, but
Fred, I was
Berger, Fred.
I'm going to be in Melbourne.
Berger.
I was going to message you to say I'm in Melbourne in a couple of weeks, but obviously you won't be here.
No, I won't be there.
Oh, that's a shame. I was going to message you for a catch up, but no. All right, I'll show a record. I was playing.
hey, sure.
Not very exciting, but I'm going to see them on Wednesday, so I was kind of playing the first Kraftwerk record. So I haven't seen them before, so I'm kind of excited. Even though I think there's one original member left now, I just thought I'd revisit this because I haven't played it in a very long time. But yeah, I'm excited because those sort of bands, they never come down to my part of the world.
The show will be nothing like that record.
Oh, I know. Don't worry. I'd be very disappointed if it was. Yeah, it won't be. But still, I'm looking forward to it.
Let's all tell you how bad it's going to be,
I'm
so
just-
you find it amazing when you actually see it.
Go on, give me some words.
Who has seen Kraftwerk live in the past like 10 years? I've seen them twice, and it was
No.
both times it really sucked.
Really, genuinely. Really.
Yeah. But also, I didn't
So
pay
now
for
you're
it.
really
When you
excited, James.
pay, often you're, or at least for me, I don't know for you guys, but when I don't pay for a gig, I'm way more brutal in my judgment about it usually.
Yeah. I think it's the same with
That makes
records,
sense.
right? If you purchase something, you're more positive about it because you spent money.
Yeah.
And you're more likely to recommend it because you paid for it. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing.
Fair assessment.
Yeah. So I'm looking
But
forward to it either way.
Oh,
but
I'm
we'll
just
see.
wondering they're gonna.
That's good.
I'm wondering when they're gonna own up to those first 3 records, like actually like decide
They're
that
not.
they are Kraftwerk records. Like they just will. Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Not
Not while they're alive.
They just.
Well, they
yeah, I
can
think that's.
afford.
I guess they just
to-
don't consider them up to snuff, or.
Yeah, they can
Oh, it's a
afford
rights
it. They
thing?
don't need the money. But when they die and the family wants more money, then they will get reissued. As a,
It's kind of amazing. Those are the best ones in my mind. I mean, I love them all truly, at least up through Computer World. But those to me are the most.
Big statement to say they're the best ones, but they're coming to, well, because James is seeing them in Wellington. Yeah, that's a great record. But they're coming to Melbourne as well. But they're playing 3 days after I've left anyway. So somebody said, "Hey, you want to come to Kraftwerk?" I said, "Well, I can't." But it would be cool to see them. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really expensive these days.
That's
one
my
there, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just going to say
That's my favorite
For
one.
some reason, this one has just gone through the roof in
Yeah.
price. I mean, I'm seeing $100 at record fairs for this.
It's so funny because I only bought this fairly recently in France. I was last year in September, and in my hometown there's a tiny record store. Like it's I come from a very small place in France. So it's very small, and there's a tiny record store, but it's crammed with like really awesome bargains. Like Sunrise for €15 and things like you just wouldn't imagine them to be. And there was a copy of this for €20, like a French pressing of it. I was like, what? Okay, well, I'm going to take it home, for sure. Like
Nice.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
The organization
That is my favorite one. I just the organization is. I feel like that's definitely. I could see them wanting to disown that a bit. I like it, but it feels like they're definitely trying to figure out their way and see what they can do with their arrangement.
I think I paid like $5 for my origin copy of our organization, but that was like 25 years ago.
Yeah. That was all about time and place, really.
Yeah.
James, are there any other groups with them, or is it just Kraftwerk?
I haven't looked yet. I don't even. I think it's just them. I think it's just.
I think they're playing with Lady Gaga or something.
Yeah. Who opens for Kraftwerk? Like, what would be a suitable band to open for
Lady
them?
Gaga.
I would like to see them both together performing, Lady Gaga and Kraftwerk on stage.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I reckon you could put Taylor Swift. No, but Taylor Swift. Since we're showing records, I mean, like we're here to talk about records, aren't we? Or we could talk about any shit. Like Stunty just talks about anything. It just whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know about anything else. I literally could talk about nothing else.
This is a topic for Stunty. I was playing this record.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. David Chesworth, no particular place, which is like a no wave kind of more sort of minimal wave record. And I don't know if anyone of you know this record. This is a beautiful record too.
No.
Peter Westheimer. That's
Seen that? Yes.
yeah. It's a no wave. It's a minimal synth record with synth and from 85. It's from Sydney. From Sydney.
About the David Chesworth. Have you seen that? I played it in a stream like a month ago or maybe 2 months. There's a new Essendon Airport 7-inch.
I've got it here. I've got it just here.
And it's really good. It's really, really, really good.
I went to see them. I went to see them in Melbourne probably like 4 months ago, and I bought it from them directly. Where is it? Yeah, the one with Ancestor. Yeah.
Yeah, the A side is like just.
Yeah. It's really good.
It's really.
I had it in front of me. I don't know what I've done with it. Maybe it's just here. Oh, yeah, it's here.
Because it's you can they sell it on Bandcamp and it's in Australia. So I bought 2 copies because the shipping is like so crazy.
It's yeah. I don't know what I've done with it. It's somewhere here. It's somewhere in front of me.
You don't know. This is a band affiliated. Yeah, it's the David Chesworth, and it's affiliated with the Dave Brothy.
You know this one too. Yeah, that's a great record. Asphyxiation. Sorry for the. Well, not sorry. That's Phil Brothy as well, isn't it? It's Phil Brothy. And
it's more like goth, industrial electro, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, disco. As well. A bit. Yeah.
That's good in there. That's fine.
Fantastic.
There's a reissue of that with bonus tracks from an EP, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because this one's expensive.
Yeah, it is expensive. And the other one that's David Chesworth related, which I've got here in front of me, is Laughing. But that's just a reissue. It's not the original. But that's a great No Wave record actually from 1981, and that's recorded by David Chesworth. Now, for those of you who don't know, it's the main guy from Essendon Airport is still active. Like, it's amazing. But I've lost my my Essendon Airport single. Yeah, I had it just right in front of me. I don't know why, but yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Anyway,
I saw it too. It was on Bandcamp.
Yeah, they're a great band, and they're still great live. Like, they're such a great act live. They're 65 years old or something, but they can still rock. It's like they play the songs like note for note. It's really amazing to see them. Yeah, I don't know. Any of you familiar? I mean, James, I take it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But, and you Dom, you heard of or you know?
Yeah, they're in my want list. I know them. I'd like to have them one of these days.
Now. Yeah.
But cool band.
And are there even reissues? I forget.
Where is it? Gone. Simply gone.
Yeah, mine too. I thought I had mine right by here, but I couldn't find it.
Oh, wait, they've gone on holidays together.
Yeah.
Yours and mine.
It's a figment of your imagination.
Oh yeah, it is probably. That's right.
We've just dreamed up a new release from an artist.
Yeah, but you know what? That was their first. It's interesting because even them at the gig, they said, "Oh, here's our first release in 40 years." It took them 40 years to release a new piece of music, which is hilarious. But I've lost my Essendon Airport.
Kind of like what Alan Kaufman, or whatever his name is, disappeared forever. And
oh yeah.
I think you would like that 7-inch. There's a guitar riff on it that is just amazing. It's
really,
it's really catchy, and it's got really a unique sound, but like a guitar sound, and it's rare that there's any new rock type of music that really like wows me, and
there it is.
I'll check it out.
I found it. It exists. Yeah,
there it is.
There you go. It's nice. Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
And they only
we gotta get a good look. It's real.
I think they did 200 or 300 copies of it, so it's a miracle you can still find it.
But Chapter Music, which is a label from Melbourne, it's run by this musician called Guy Blackman, and I've actually picked another reissue which is great, and I mean a lot of you would enjoy it probably. It's the repress of this fantastic sort of it's kind of like an ironic new wave kind of record. What Do You Want is the name of the band, and the album is called Skippy Notes. And that's, again, David Chesworth. And that's done also by Chapter Music. And
I mean, some stuff on that label, yeah.
I could get original. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I could get originals of these if I wanted to. However, because these people are still active, it's good to like I said, I've just seen them. It's good to give them some money, you know. Like I just feel it's probably a good thing to do, you know, because they're still active. You know, if they're dead, you know, it doesn't matter anymore. But they're still going. So it's cool.
How do you rate that one you just showed, by the way?
Stunty.
Oh, this one?
Yeah,
it's a nice album. I mean, I don't think I would play this every day, but it's got a bit of a, you know, off-kilter pop type of thing. It's got a very pop kind of, you know, sound, but it's not the pop you would play on the radio. It's kind of, you know, twisted.
Great artwork on the cover.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice
one.
You see this, Stunty?
Cool.
Question for you.
yeah. Well, wait a second.
We're gonna go down a Muslimgauss, Muslim gaze
I've got
wormhole. That could
3
be
or
rough.
4 of those on my want list because of Stunty.
So, yeah. So there's that's like kind of the how do you say, the mirage, the white whale. So Muslimgauss has records dating back to 82, and between 90 and 94 or 95, he did a bunch of albums for a label in Australia called Extreme. These ones. There's basically 4 albums and an EP, and these are very special because I met the guy who released them. He was doing the promotion for a Merzbox. Basically, he did a 50 CD album of Merzbo, only unreleased stuff, and he went to Europe to promote it. And I met him, and we talked about these records, and he told me that what's so special about these ones compared to all his other catalog is he paid the musician Bryn Jones a travel to a studio in the Netherlands where he actually got to play and record actual musicians. So these are not, they have real musicians, session musicians who are like some of the best, like traditional Middle East instrument players that were living in Europe. And for the guy was apparently not really interested in releasing any of this on vinyl, even if there is a big hype around vinyl and Muslimgauss. And so it's this label that I think might be Russian. Now they're saying they're in Europe, but I think they're Russian, and they're doing a box set of all the 5 CDs. They will release the 4 albums separately every other month or so next year, but the box set includes also the EP, which is actually an album of remixes by himself and Dave Fursell from Soma, Black Lung, and that will be exclusive to the box set. Of course, I got they announced it last weekend, and that was. That was 160 euros. I didn't plan to spend that, but that was instant because the box set they did a golden vinyl version, 100 copies, and the regular one 300. Like if you look at the box set of on vinyl on demand, which they did 600 copies and it's sold out of records that all already existed on vinyl. This is like the best of Muslimgauss. Amongst the best, and it was never issued on vinyl. So 300, okay, yeah, I'm getting the box set. Never, if it could have been 300 euros, I would have gotten it anyways. Yeah, they're gonna release. I think it's shipping on the 8th of January, and also one of the album without the box set, and then every other month they will do the 3 others.
So what label is that that's putting it out?
It's the label is called, let me see. There's a Bandcamp page for it.
Put it in the chat. So Sound of Mine are thieves, right?
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, it's on contact.
Nice.
Contact
Hi.
video.
So, how are you doing? I'm gonna give you a spotlight here. I've only gotten to check out a couple of your videos, but of course I've been aware of you. Alex first told me about your channel, and you definitely, I think you could use some more subs, because
Well,
you do
you
show some
probably
really
seen all
cool
my
stuff from what
videos.
I've seen. So
I only have like 5 or 6 videos, so you've probably seen all of them then. But
Okay.
Do we have to call you Rachel Dom from now on?
call me what?
yes, do. I'm Rachel East. We'll say American East.
Oh,
But I did want to show something. I got the from Sound Dome,
Yeah, show
Italy. I
something.
got the Obscure box.
Oh boy,
It's quite a beast.
which box is it again?
Obscure.
Oh, cool, nice. Wow, you
Obscure
bought
box.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering about it.
oh,
Wow.
is that
It's
all
everything
the
about
obscure
them.
titles from England?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is
Oh,
Hey, Michael.
Oh, wow! I didn't know that was coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first Brandon told me about this when in the car ride down to FMU. I didn't even know it was a thing. I was like, that's gonna have to be quite the price on that. So I'm very curious about it. But I
Cool.
have half of them. Looking for the other half.
You can buy them
Mhm.
singly as well, I think, on
I'm not-
Superior
I
Viaduct.
got the box.
Oh, you can.
I'm
Okay.
a little bummed about this though, but
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Did you get it from Soundome? Because I'm seeing some Soundome package behind you.
yeah, that's Sound Dome packaging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a little bit too much space in the box, so it moved around a bit, and unfortunately, it got a bit messed up. But I mean, the records all look good. I haven't heard them yet, but
Yeah,
The,
that
comes
happens
with
a
a
lot
nice-
of budget.
That's beautiful. That's the one I would like to
it comes
get.
with a nice book as well.
Cool.
Now, are these remastered records? What have they done with these?
I want to say they're remastered, yeah. And it's put out by this Italian label, Dialogo.
Okay.
Interesting.
There's liner notes from Gavin Bryars, from David Toop, from Bradford Bailey. It's really cool. It looks really cool. I'm hoping it sounds really good too. I only had one original, the John Cage one, and I had Discreet Music, and I had the Harold Butt record as well, the reissue from a few years ago. So I figured
I
I'd
just found this one.
the box.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Well, that was in
Adams
your
and
pile
Briars.
this week, right?
What's that?
Mm-hmm. Don't have that
Yeah, I
one.
found
That was
this-
in your pile this week, right?
No, I found this a few weeks back at Premium Sound. Actually, maybe
I
a
was-
month ago back.
I was going to mention this one, Dave, because it's one that I found it fairly recently too. I love that. It's so delicate. It's just absolutely engrossing music. It's really so yeah.
Yeah, there's more Briars I'd like to find, but they're really difficult.
Yeah.
There's
So that
one
John
other.
Adam, John is so good. Wow.
Yeah, there's one other obscure title at
Yeah.
Premium Sound, Dom. I'll get in there and let you know what it is. Maybe I'll pick it up for you if you need it, because it was a fair price.
I'm missing that one. I got to look through one and see what I have about half, so
Okay.
who can remember?
How many is there in
My
total?
head.
There's not that many, right? It's like 20, something like that? Maybe less?
Obscure, I think it's 10.
10. Oh,
many?
okay.
I think there's 9 actually on
All
here.
right, that sounds about.
There you go.
No,
Wow.
yeah. They're all mentioned here.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
Great box set. Wow.
Mm. Nice.
Well, it's a pretty
Now,
big box set.
Stunty, I've been going through
Yeah.
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 Be a
Oh,
good
you
one
got
to show
this
your
box
set,
sets
Buttery.
is the issue.
Mm.
You got the Sleep of Reason. Nice.
So Stunty, I've been enjoying this just sort of like one at a time. Like over
Yeah.
the last week, I've just been dropping one on, playing aside, and trying to listen to it successively. And as a funny aside, I threw away the CD. I forgot that it came with a CD, and I was going through the boxes, and I was getting rid of a bunch of crap that was in the box, and I almost ditched the plastic that this was wrapped in, but I didn't. I got it. But I was just looking up information on these guys, so I don't really know much about them. They don't seem like they've done a whole lot. Is that right?
No. John Yellow, he's done a lot of stuff, and the other guy, both have done a shitload of stuff. Yeah.
So I didn't look very deep. But these are really good. I mean, this I had to get
in Europe
just because it was reasonable. I got the last reasonable copy.
Yeah, it's a wonderful 4 LP set of super beautiful drony ambient guitar, and it's 2 guitars also. It's it is a lot to take in. It's because it's 4 LPs and everything is great on it, so it's almost wow, couldn't you release only one at a time? It's almost too much to process.
Yeah, that's why I like just sort of dropping a little bit at a time, that kind of thing, just experiencing it when I'm ready for it, essentially, because it's nice to sort of drop into other,
Aren't you afraid of the packaging, though? I put all mine in paper sleeves, because this plastic, I'm not.
No, I don't like this. No.
Yeah.
But the question is, do you keep these kinds of sleeves? I would probably just throw these out. I don't really care about these.
I kept them. I put everything in a plastic protective sleeve, and then I put the records in paper sleeves, and I put them besides, but just in case. But you're correct. You're right.
And I'm also going through. I'm all through other stuff that you sent my way. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
This was a good idea. This is Jean-Jacques Alpin. Timing number 9, I guess, is the title essentially, but it's a DeWolf library record. So Stunty sent the whole box of stuff my way from a long sort of travel trade that we were working on, and this is one obviously he knew I would like. So this is a tough one to find at the moment.
Yeah, I decided that you were gonna buy it, even if you didn't know.
I did. I did, essentially. And what's going back to you? You have stuff heading your way now, I assume. So the saga continues.
And I was
ask a general question to everybody. Do you all have record budgets, or do you just buy things when you see them in stores? And do you ever stick to your budget? Because I feel like I'm an impulse purchase person, and I have a very loose budget. And if I see something that I really want in the store, I'll buy it. But because we're all showing expensive and rare records very frequently, how do you guys manage that sort of stuff as well? I'm just curious to just talk about it generally.
I don't have any groceries.
That's interesting. Let me.
Yeah.
Let me throw that to Dave right now.
If you had a budget and then you saw a record you wanted, would you not buy the record for the sake of the budget?
Well, the question is, at what point do you start to second guess yourself, money-wise? What is the threshold where it becomes, okay, now I have to think about it, or now I just can't?
Yeah.
I don't know. You talking about just if I'm out in a shop, or are you talking about online?
Well, I'm just saying, do you in your budget, do you have a record budget that you can only spend a month and you're not allowed to spend any more than that? Or is it just an open thing of whenever you see a record, you buy it and you don't worry about it?
I try, my technique is I try to have a budget of €1,000 that when I'm starting to get under 600 or under 500, I tend to try to hold on and to stop buying, so that, just because I don't have a lot of money at all right now, I don't have much income, so what I try to do is to have always this amount available, and then I manage around it.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it because there's always new stuff coming out, and you could just be buying forever, really. And like the box set you just talked about, that you weren't expecting to spend 160.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how that's what made me think about it, because I thought if you haven't got the money, you should just not buy it, or do you make it work? You know?
No, but I think like even if you're not like rich or have a lot of income, if you plan well enough, it's possible to set aside after a little while, $1,000 and to try to nurture it.
Yeah, I kind of do what you do as well.
I have a weekly. I get paid once a week, so I have a weekly budget towards records. Basically.
Nice. But do you sometimes go over it? You must have sometimes.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, you did buy that baby from Mats Gustafsson, so I know it must have.
That was tax return. Tax returns don't count. That's just found
tax
money.
Tax returns a different thing.
Yeah. My tax return for the last 3 years has gone to Austria. That's where he has when I did the government funds, and it's going to be that way again this year. It's all my tax returns going to Mats this year. I can already tell you that right now. He emailed the email already went out.
I won't ask you how much you paid for it, but I look at the auctions he has, and I know like the prices. They're not crazy, but they are really high.
Yeah, no, they're high. His auctions are silent auctions. And I couldn't believe I won that one because I think I put in I wasn't 400. I think it was 300 euro.
Oh, that was cheap for him then.
Yeah, it was a deal. I was shocked that I was the one that got that, but he had a ton of stuff that time. Maybe everybody else already had the record, or
it tends to be like that after a while. That record, like I know where he got it, the Baby in Stockholm. From a shop that used to have quite a bunch of copies, where I bought mine like a long time ago, a jazz shop, and the last copy they had, they were selling it for 400 or 4,000 crowns, which is roughly nowadays probably 360. Yeah,
it's right here.
Yeah,
there it is.
Were you showing the recent review?
Maybe he didn't. I can't remember.
Yeah, I have the. It just came today. They literally just turned up today. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like when I.
Yesterday, this one came. The art cover.
Oh yeah, you got it before. Yeah. I wish they sort of used the nominal cover in there too. It's just that, but.
Oh well.
The dealer we're talking about right now.
The dealer we're talking about is
talking about the dealer.
Yeah. Who is in Fire Orchestra?
Right.
Yeah. He lives in Austria, but he's very often in Stockholm.
Yeah.
So basically, he has he's a crazy collector.
Yeah.
He's also like selling, like getting stuff to sell or to exchange to get the crazy expense. He's probably got one of the most crazy jazz collection in the world. I would say so.
Oh yeah.
His room is insane too. The way it's built and everything. Like there's photos of his room. You think, fuck, if I could, if money was no object, you'd get it custom made like this in your. I mean, at the moment it's all IKEA type of fare, but if you could. That's one of my things. I think maybe in a couple of years I'll get someone to build proper shelves in here, because it's nice to have something that's custom made. But
IKEA is though you can just keep adding to it, whereas if you get a custom thing, you're locked into kind of.
That's right. Yeah, I know. But to answer the question about the budget thing, because just to chip in very briefly, I think it's all about how much you're prepared to pay as a maximum for a record, like a couple of weeks ago, like probably a month ago, I came across a record I wanted on the wall of a store in Melbourne, but it was $350, and I'm thinking, like, relatively speaking, how often am I going to play this record can I justify paying $350 for a record? And then I'll probably play it a couple of times and probably shelve it. It's all about for me. It comes to that. It's not so much about the budget. It comes to how much you. And plus, I mean, most of us, we've already got tons of records. We don't need to buy records. It's just like it's an addiction, really, more than anything else. Like you could live with the records you've got now, and you could never buy a record again and still discover things. I'm sure we all do. I do anyway. I keep going in my shelves and going, oh fuck, I've got this record. It's amazing. But I think it's just try to apply reason to all this, because you think, well, I need to eat, and I need to be able to service my car or whatnot. So you can't spend all that money on it. But at the same time, you're right. It's an impulse at times, like James is saying. You just go and sometimes you'll spend like $500 on like a couple of records, and you go, oh shit, what have I done? But
I don't think it's also a controlled impulse, in the sense that not that you control the impulse, but there's some control over it, because now all of us here, I assume, are decent enough in, like, for example, you discover this record from the past right now. You had no idea about the existence of that record like an hour before, and now you're investigating it, and you think, wow, this is amazing. I really want this. This is something absolutely for me. It's a $400 record. And then we know how to look and see that actually it is a $400 record. This is the right price for it. So sometimes, like, I see what you're saying, Fred, but like the whole, is there like a psychological limit that like I see that you try to think like how to build an economy around it, like how much am I going to enjoy it, play it. I don't look at it that way. It's just trying to figure out what is the correct price for that record at the moment. I feel in need of it. Like I feel this could bring something to me. And there's this point that I make sometimes, that when you discover a record and you love it and you've put it on your want list and you think, oh, this is an expensive record, I will wait till I eventually hypothetically find it cheap in the wild or whatever. And then maybe you never find it, or maybe you find it in 10 years, 15 years, when that record has nothing to give you anymore because it was right for you at one specific time and you bailed on it.
And I think that's what happened to me the other day. It was a record from years ago, and I thought, oh, like I'll and I think the moment has passed. Truly, yeah. But you and I, Stanley, we talked about this the other day when we had a chat about this the other day. But I think if you don't grab a record, because then it means nothing more to you after a while. It's just it's gone. It's gone. And it's the same for the records that you actually buy. And some records that you buy, they've got the expiry date. After a while, you put it on the turntable again, and you go, "Oh, what am I keeping this? It's not very good." Like so.
I think I can agree with you, Fred. Though, in terms of there's times where I bought a rather expensive, I play it, I'm like, oh great, I have to file it, and it's like, okay, what did I really just do? However, there are those times, like with this Dorothy Carter record I showed, like it was like Stunty saying, right in the moment now, this is hitting this spot right now. I have it for the right price. I'm not over. That's the big thing I try not to do, is not over for anything within. Say I have it, but within reason, because I hate to say it, like as much as I enjoy this collection, I enjoy the records and spinning them for on radio shows. Like I have to think of this as an investment for like my family. To be honest with you, like this needs to stay. It needs to be kept in good shape. It needs to be sort of like maintained, because this is an investment that I have to protect in a way. So I'm constantly trying to make sure I'm putting in good. If I'm going to get something good, gotta take out good to get good back, essentially. and keep it sort of like maintained and growing
You're saying
in a
that
good way.
are you saying that you're nurturing your children into being music haters so that they don't feel any guilt in
They so far that has not happened. I have to say it has worked out well, but yeah, I mean they don't really care in terms of records. No, there's no real there's no tactile interest in them the way I have. But as far as music, that has definitely rubbed off on them. So I'm happy that's
yeah, we
good.
got the Sonic Youth
However,
show
yeah, it's coming. Yeah, he's working on it. He's working on the first album right now. So, but in terms of like the budgeting question, James, I don't think a lot of people like to sort of like reveal sort of like how they go about it. I definitely keep a budget for sure. Like when we did the I definitely went with a very specific amount of money and amount of money. I didn't go over. And I do use the PayPal credit thing if there's something that comes up that I need to sort of acquire, and then I purge to pay that back. Essentially, that's
I
main
thought it was
methodology, I
interesting. We had
suppose.
almost
I
the
try not.
identically- Sorry, go ahead. I was just going
Oh
to say.
no, I
Don,
just
we
say
had
I
the
try
same
not to
budget.
spend out of the house money. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and you mentioned
But
PayPal.
that's
like,
not a
to me,
perfect system. That's. Go ahead.
You mentioned PayPal, and to me, it's kind of like play money. Like when I sell stuff, the money there is just for me to spend again. So to me, especially for online orders, obviously. So I kind of keep. That's kind of my budget keeper, if you will. If there's still a balance in PayPal, then I can get a record.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
Anyway, I just thought it was interesting because it is kind of a taboo subject in terms of how we do it, but we're all spending crazy amounts of money showing them to each other all the time. I just thought it was interesting to break up to talk about. Yeah. But yeah, I sell things quite often, and I do design jobs on the side, and that goes into my PayPal. And the combination of those two kind of keeps things afloat in terms of what I spend. It's kind of just try to make it work in that sort of way. Like I'm lucky that I can do little design jobs for people, like a logo here and there. That gets me a couple of records. I'm really lucky that I can do that kind of extra in my time, which really helps.
I started back. I found a way to spend 2 afternoons at the record shop again. So I'm basically acquiring credit there. That's all I'm doing. North Carolina.
Yeah, today I did a little DJ set at the party. I get paid like around $400, $500 bucks. Nice. And they tell me, "Oh, we can wire it to your bank account." No. Send it to my PayPal. Send it to my PayPal. Then it's guilt free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's there for the records. Yeah. Beautiful.
But
I find these days with my records, I only ever play half a side. Like, do you guys, when you play a record, do you often play a full record, or do you play half and then move on to something else? Because I find I've got not that much time and so many records that I just pretty much play half a side only these days.
That's happened to me a little bit lately.
Started doing that more.
Some things.
It depends. It depends. I mean, like 20 minutes worth of music is enough of an indication whether you want to continue with it or not. Like you play 20 minutes and then you think, oh yeah, I want more of this, or I don't want more of this. So, I think if after 20 minutes you're going, oh yeah, no, that's not doing it for me, you move to another record because you can, you're not locked into anything. I think Stunty is more a track type of person, for what I can gather. Like,
I almost never listen to. I mean, if it's experimental music, and sometimes one track is the whole side, but if it's like a rock, pop, whatever record, I don't think I ever listen to an album in the whole, because as soon as I get into it, it inspires me. Like I listen to this song and it makes me think of something else, which I go to without any guilt. Like I have zero guilt about like respecting the album format or anything. That has disappeared a long time ago for me.
think personally, life is too. Well, I'm 47 years old now. Life is now too short to do things you don't enjoy doing. Like if you're reading a book and it's fucking boring, after 100 pages, I I just move on. I just read another book. Like it happens to me. Like there was a point where you felt guilty. Oh, this author as he's put this effort into writing this piece of literature. Now I just think after even 50 pages, if it's not getting me, I think to myself, well, I'll take another book. And I think I apply that logic with a lot of different things, films and records, and because who was the time? Like I mean, seriously, it's not like we are sacredly devoted to some kind of god of the arts where we have to worship at the sort of altar. We can and we should not continue things we don't enjoy. I mean, it's only my point of view. It doesn't reflect anyone's opinion. In mine.
I'll tell you what though, like for the records I DJ, I put small stickers on the labels and on the cover with the BPM and the track position of the tracks that I got this record for. These records have a purpose, and when I started to do that, at one point I was like doing that for every track that is playable, that could work. And then I realized, nah, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to focus on the tracks that I actually really feel for. Because I thought like maybe sometimes you only have 60 records for with you, and you need more than 60 tracks because you have like a 4-5 hour long DJ set. And I thought, nah, I'm gonna bring 2 bags then, because I really think for me it's been very helpful to just let go the idea of like I don't care if something is good, is objectively good. It has to be for me. It has to feel like, when you're a DJ at one point, it's silly, but you almost feel like you might be the author of the track even more than the person who actually did the music, because you found a personal angle to it, the way you're going to play it, and that's all I'm interested in. Like I want to believe that I made the music of every single record I bought, in a way.
But we're in a way we're all.
Well, you're building a story,
I'm not, I'm not a DJ or anything, but I'm a DJ in my own house, and I build the same stories as you are, exactly, because you think, you play a track and then you play another track, and you sort of, everybody thinks that they've discovered something new, really, don't they? It's sorry, I'm just riffing.
No, I think it's just you're creating a story in your own life with the records that you have. I think I think everyone's doing that. I agree with that. I like coming up with sort of like themes or feelings that I like to have when I do radio, and I like to sort of like construct shows around that. And I used to plan them out, and I stopped doing that. Now I just sort of go with a general feeling, and I pull based on just in the moment what feels right, and then just try to create some sort of story, whether it's mixing records together or like contrast. I know you love a good contrast, Stunty. I enjoy that too, but it all has to sort of feel like it has something to do with your current state of mind or whatever. So
yeah, Dom, your Wednesday shows
that happens with one track at a time.
Yeah. Dom, your Wednesday shows have really kind of been kind of what you've been into at that time. It's been cool to see.
Yeah, it's a living, breathing thing. I've been doing that for over 10 years now. I did radio in college and everything, but I've done like live DJing as well. That's not probably as strongest. I think I'm better sort of like on the mic and sort of doing a sort of traditional radio show. That's what I probably work the best for me. But it is nice to do live shows too if you have the right sort of like, jam, we'll say. I did not work at the store Friday. I was out of the stores Friday. I didn't buy any Black Friday except for one online record from Lunchbox Records, which was the Electric Blood record.
I play records
Nice.
out at bars and stuff, but I'm basically just background music, and I'll just play soul or funk or reggae or something that people kind of. I enjoy doing it. It's kind of fun. I see a few friends, but I don't really play what I would love to play. I just play what, everyone likes: reggae, funk, soul. Can't really go wrong, or something Brazilian or something like that. But I still enjoy doing it. Yeah, that's probably the only way I play out in terms of that stuff. But it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I get a few beers.
I've failed. Playing reggae live has never gone well for me, and I have a ton of reggae. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something about this town.
I had good luck playing like Fela.
I don't know.
Yeah,
people
Fela
were
records.
dancing like crazy to Fela. When I was DJing a premium sound, that was the biggest hit was Fela Kuti.
Does any
It's
of
nice to
you
have those like real. Go ahead.
does any of you buy proper dance music on the regular? Regular.
No.
What do you call proper dance music?
Well, like body music that is that has also the purpose of making people dance, like disco, house, techno, but like that is
Fred
for the
does.
dance.
Yeah, Fred does. I'd say you have a few things, right?
Yeah, I like some of this stuff. Yeah, but
Yeah, you have some Larry Heard. I saw you had
yeah, Larry Heard. I've got some house music. I've got some disco. I've got a bit of it. I mean, in a collection like this, you can't have that many of them. You've got a few because it's when you like too many things, you can't. It's just a few things you can have. But I love dance music myself. I would have more if I could, but I just don't have fucking enough.
I was asking that because I think that when you start to do that on the regular, of course it develops a sort of second nature of like being track orientated rather than record. That like you really you go through so many records in the shops or online, and that you're looking for that little thing that is adding something to the equation, and for me it's becoming extremely difficult to find new releases of dance music that I feel I need to add to my collection, because I have such a vast collection of that kind of music already. So it's rare that there's something really new, really like disruptive in a way, which is like what I'm looking for. But at least that of course that bleeds also to other types of music in terms of record digging, like how you identify, how it helps you to identify quickly or like efficiently, here is something like this new age record, this new age record. No, it's this one. Like that you become very strong-minded about what works for you, obviously, and maybe for others if you broaden your own grill of analysis.
Interesting. Yeah. So Stunty, do you buy records specifically because you're going to play them in a DJ set? Like like you buy stuff for yourself and then stuff to DJ, or is it all kind of together? Like how do you?
Well, it's all together in a way. I enjoy DJing. Like for me, DJing can be something very boring and very functional, or it could be something that I pretentiously say you can bring some novelty to it, in the sense that like when I look for a track to DJ, I look for what I look in a track is a lacking, that there's some room in it. There's a lot of cool stuff happening in it, but there's also room enough, something that is lacking, not necessarily that it's missing. Missing and lacking is a little bit different in my book. So that when you play it with another record, like it won't be too much, and they will complement each other, so that you can create something. It is a bit pretentious to present it that way, but after a while, I have no other way to explain it.
Interesting.
So, Santi, do you treat DJing on YouTube the same as for live audience, or is it
Oh
different?
no, not at all. Tonight was a good night. Like the crowd was like between 25 and 60, so that was a good. And I was closing the night, and they were really into it. So it was
Well.
really dancing, and so when I DJ, I want to challenge the audience a little bit, but not be a terrorist either. So it's just like going, changing the BPMs, going from things that are different, and but also always with a lot of energy, contrast, tension. Like basically, I think my end goal when I do a DJ set for a club is I want to get people to want to fuck. If they don't want to fuck,
Naturally.
I didn't do my job.
Right.
There you go.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, I think it's self-explanatory. Like I could be more like posh and like beat around the bush, but like no, it's
Literally.
It's not just that they had a good time; it's just that they want to go further into the night
Yeah.
and sort of like get
Because,
to know
I
each
mean,
other a little better.
it's like when you're young, it's easy to be a purist about music and think about music how it talks to your heart or to your brain, and after a while you realize that I forgot about the body, which is kind of an essential way of listening to music. When your body receives the music before even your brain or your heart, and when you understand that, and then when you accept that as well, because it's like you can think that I'm going to be a great interesting club DJ and play some Aphex Twin, and then you do that and you realize that doesn't work. Like no one wants you to do that. There's a few contexts where that could work, but in general you have to look for something else, like the hedonistic nature of music, and that you can find in a lot of music from all around the world. Like tonight, I played some salsa, disco, some Chicago house, some dubstep, some all like deep techno, and all they had to do with each other were like tension, a sort of sense of beauty, and also the possibility to do fun combinations, surprising stuff, and get people energized. And it's hot, bodies touch inadvertently, and then you look at this guy, this girl, and like you you look a little more, and there's so much energy in the music, so that okay, I have a good excuse to be close to that person, to touch her, and yeah, that's wonderful, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
I think I'd play
Absolutely.
music that I like to dance to myself as well. Just that music that makes me dance personally. That's what it.
I'd like to see that, Michael.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He dances to Merzbow.
No, you don't. That's not a
Try.
sentence. That's not a sentence.
Yeah. I've been listening to
Yes.
Theo Parrish quite a lot lately, actually. There's an album called First Floor, which I really, really like.
Oh, the white cover written in black.
Yeah. I'm thinking about buying it. There's 2 parts to it, but I
Yeah.
really like that. That's kind
I've
of
got some Merzbow coming in the mail from Mexico, as a matter of fact, right now.
Yeah.
Me
Oh
too.
yeah,
Pretty good.
you had a trade. Did you buy them from Jose or something, or is that was the
well, he threw
the stream that I watched the other day?
Yeah, I'm getting the Matt 7-inch, but he's throwing in the Merzbow for free. So
He gave me the same deal. He gave me the same deal.
nice.
Yeah.
Have you
Businessman.
heard have you guys heard the Matt Gustafsson 7-inch he's releasing?
Yeah,
I haven't heard it yet.
I haven't heard it yet. I have it on the way though.
It's
Sure.
I'm surprised you guys. If you had listened to it, I mean, it's not a traditional Mats Gustafsson record. It's
Right.
It's a punk record, isn't it? Yeah. Or no?
I think he said something about it being more punk oriented.
Yeah.
well, it's sung in Swedish, and the emphasis is on the singing.
Hey,
So,
Michael.
Okay.
We'll find out.
no, I'll be curious to hear what you think of it.
Yeah. I was more into supporting what he's doing, and I thought it was very interesting. So
That's
fun.
very nice.
Fun to see what else he's thrown in the package and kind of thing.
Did you get Fire Orchestra, Dave? Can't remember if I showed you or if you showed
Oh
that.
God, I've got the new box one.
Yeah.
No, because I missed the boat on it. Something came up financially at the time, and it was not a cheap record. Going back to what James was talking about, I had planned on getting it, and then I was like, nah, not getting that now. I put bigger stuff on the back burner a lot of the time, like that, especially when it's new records. And so Premium Sound was going to try to order me one, and he went on. He couldn't get one at all, and that was too far after when you got them through Angry Mom or however you got them.
I got it. I got it from Forced Exposure. Yeah.
Yeah, Forced Exposure. So I still need to get it, and it's already now like 60 something used, isn't it? Like $65 used.
I haven't checked recently. I mean, you can't really kick yourself. I mean, you make decisions. I mean, you can only get so many things, and I ultimately there's a few things I wish I would have done a little differently recently, but whatever. I mean,
you can't.
Other things came your way because of it. Yeah.
What did you say, Fred?
I said, and you can't own every record anyway. You have to accept that. Like it doesn't matter. I mean, like that's a philosophical thing, really. You just go, I can't have everything. Like there's some stuff I'm not gonna have. It's fine.
Yeah, but it's true, but I can have everything I want that is available.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but yes and no. I mean, how many records are released every day? How many records have been released since the invention of
the ones that you really want? I figured out I want about 120, 150 new records a year, and I will get them.
Yeah, but you buy way more than that, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the rest is old records.
I'm talking new bands, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all about, as we discussed before, it's all about how much money you prepare to put into it, and your level of desire for a particular release. And I think, in the case of Fire Orchestra, I get what you're saying, Dave. It's a good record, mind you. It's been on my shelf for whatever 6 months or more, and I probably played it like twice. If I'm going to be honest, I probably played them twice in full, which is
I'm okay because I have these two now, and I need to play these more. As it is. Like
the other one you had in your
this
hand
is incredible.
The next one that you showed, that's an amazing record.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The vocalists.
Yeah, amazing.
The gorgeous.
Yeah. That's a gorgeous record, yeah.
I
almost prefer that one to the new one. I almost prefer the one you've got in your hand than the new one, really.
Well, now I don't need to buy that.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
No, well, that's not true.
That's your opinion.
I'm actually impressed.
It's just
did you see what Lowell was saying?
Yeah.
No, he was saying. Be patient. It always come around when you not.
True. It's very true.
Yeah, I'll find
Stunty says no.
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 What was the line of the stupid audiophiles? Buy now or cry later. Fuck off.
Well, I'm talking about like.
Not you. But this is the one that you hear all the time. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
No, but then
I see.
I go to what Fred always says. I should play what's already on my shelf. I have great Fire Orchestra right here. I'm good to go.
That's absolutely true.
Last night I was just looking through my shelf, and I became reacquainted with this, which I played forever and ever and ever. You think you got these records on your shelf? What? It's just bizarre. Like, and this is a truly hidden treasure,
masterpiece.
Absolutely in every way, more exciting than a lot of like known Kraftwerk records. But there's just things that you've got on your shelf, or another one that I've got there that I've just put back onto the turntable. That's a vocal record from here.
Beautiful.
Which it's on the shelf. You go, oh, how often would I play this? This blew my mind again. I was like, oh, I love this record. It's digressing. Carry on.
I'll show you some records that like they don't come around. Like
okay, go ahead. Let's go.
This is a label from Uruguay. They did a series of these.
Toya.
Yeah, Bertoya. As you could see, the first one. No,
It's impressive of 5 only.
And,
Something.
Jacqueline Nova. Oh well, yeah, it's. Dom, you will know this one. Hilary Dianda.
I can't see it. Okay, sure.
Garrido, yeah.
Yeah, these are like still screen 300, 500 copies, between 300 and 500 copies from Uruguay in the late 70s. How likely are you going to find this in your local shop if you're waiting? It's never going to happen. It's if you want these records, you have to take active steps. That's it. First, you have to be aware of them, of course. That's the first issue. But at one point, there are many records like that are so exotic, the location, that if you see them in the wild once, like, get it. Then if you want it, because it's not going to happen again. And
I mean, I think that's really what Alan's saying here, Stunty. Like, is this gonna give me pleasure now? Because who knows when I will be dead.
Well, yeah, it's. Do you guys think about death that often? I don't think about death that often, to be honest.
Lately, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know. Am I the only one? See, ever since I had kids, I think
that's exactly a good example. Dave, lately you thought about death. Did that change anything about your buying records habits?
Buying more. Yeah, I mean,
he wants to be buried under his records, so he needs a lot of them.
Yeah,
might as well.
I mean, I even had my will and testament done. I think the third night in the hospital. And yeah, so that my family would be taken care of with this.
Wow.
Yeah, so that my niece, all of this goes to my niece. So it's already handled. So I have peace of mind now. So now anything added in, I already know it's where it's going. Because I hadn't taken care of it. I thought, I'm only 50 years old. I got plenty of time to worry about doing that. And I used to work for an attorney. And we're still close, and he just took care of it, just handled it. So I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah,
nice.
That's one less thing.
Yeah, but mortality comes into play, though. I mean, you do think about it, like that thing of, I mean, it's stupid, but I do reflect. It sounds very serious. I'm so sorry, but I do reflect about this sort of stuff because, well, I was exposed to it in my life in a sort of like kind of very personal way.
Yeah,
and that it's a very real thing. You just go, I'm buying all this stuff. What's gonna happen? Because I don't have kids. I mean, what's gonna happen with that stuff when I'm what happens? Like it happens quite often.
Then he's gonna survive all of us, and he's gonna buy them, all your records.
I know, but. I know, yeah, I know what you're saying, but it does. I mean, look, we're all different, clearly, and I think that experience and perspective just define how we view things, and yeah. I think for me, I do think of it in that way where I'm just going, well, what's the point at times of buying more records? And yet, like Dave, I buy more records. So shut the fuck up, Fred.
Yeah. And two things, like who was it? Jeffrey was saying sometimes it's best when the record finds you. And then Sean, Vinyl Dreams case, says much more often I regret something I didn't get. Very seldom to regret something.
Yeah.
There are records. I agree with both in the sense that there are records that I know I have a good chance of letting them find me. And there are the records like the ones I showed you. I know these ones, it's a different category. You can't have like one rule for everything because there are very different kinds of records that you might be after.
Yeah, I know what you're saying there. That kind of it's how I look at my. Every now and again, maybe once a month, I'll go through the want list and just say, okay, is there anything that's sticking out that's a deal?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the stuff the stuff that's on there is the stuff I'm not going to be able to get anywhere that I'm going to set foot in a shop. You know, it's the stuff that it's going to have to come from overseas or where I just got a record from Canada because the only copy for years that came up was where is it now? I got so many records here already. It's already buried. Oh, here it is. I just got this.
Shut.
Nice.
In there.
And so, I finally pulled the trigger on it. So
there you go.
I have a short list on top of my want list, and I wrote it in 2019, and I wrote down 15 records that I want to get in the next 3 years, and I've slowly been working my way through them all, and I haven't shown most of them on the videos, and I'm just going to save it until I finish that list, and I'm going to do one video and show about 20 records that have been on my list. I think I did it in COVID time, at the start of COVID. I just wrote a list of things that are very expensive, and I've just been saving it, and hopefully in the next 6 months or so I should be able to do it.
You're
so I feel like I have some sort of focus. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm buying stuff, kind of randomly.
I think that's sort of what I would have been working on this year myself as well. It's sort of gone pretty well, I think. But to echo what Sean has said too, and what we've all been saying, like the good thing about if you buy something you regret, you can always flip it right now with the way records are, or just make your money back. You can resell things, and if you make a mistake, it's usually not a huge deal. But absolutely, there's things that within the last month or two, I'm like, I should have probably gotten that and not sort of been such a wimp.
Or you go on the VC and you find someone who has not as good taste as you, and you give it.
That happens too.
I don't even have a want list. Like, I'm going to be honest.
Really?
No, I don't. No, zero. No, I don't have a want list. I don't. No.
There you go.
None. So I mean,
maybe that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing.
Well, once upon a time on Discogs, I used to have a want list, and then it used to do my head in, because you put, it's like we've all used Discogs, you put multiple pressings or whatever, and there's like, 3 or 4 or 5 of the same, and then every day you get that stupid email. But I just, after a while, it just did my head in, and I thought, no, so I deleted everything, and I thought, I mean, to each their own again, but I don't operate with like I really need or want. I don't need any records. I don't need any records. I'm very much of the opinion that they find you, like what somebody said in the comment. That's very much my opinion, that the records will find you. Like it's the universe. It's and in fact, if you think about most of the things we do on a daily basis, we have very little choice in a lot of matters. It just happens because it's the right time, the right place. So why am I in Australia in Mandurah? I'm not supposed to be here. Like it's all sort of happened in a way which you can't. You've got choice in the matter, but in the big things you don't. That makes sense.
I definitely believe in vinyl karma, Fred. Definitely, because there's I will like be not planning on going to the record store, and then I'll be like, you know what? I haven't been in Repo in a month and a half. Let me see if they got anything. And I go in there, and all of a sudden there's and it's a shop you would never expect to find certain things. And every now and again, I go in there, and his used is priced really low, his new is priced really high, and I always find some used gem and walk out of there. It's crazy. It's and so the record's kind of, I don't know, it works both ways, but
yeah, it's true. You don't need to force anything, is what it comes down to.
Right.
Sometimes there's an opportunity, and you realize I want to take this one. This is a good deal. I'm going for it. But other than that, when it comes to sort of the middling stuff or the stuff that you feel like you might see at some time, there's no rush really.
Well, Dom, the thing that's dangerous now is damn Instagram, because all the shops now, here we got this crazy collection, they post it, and then they'll sell some of it right to you just if you instant message.
Mhm.
That's
No Instagram.
that's where it gets crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Autumn Records Vermont is a good example of that.
Dom, there's a John Chakai coming from Autumn here next week because they post, and I'm like, okay, well, there it is.
No goals.
But don't you think, though, Fred, that in a way, living in Australia with shipping costs being what they are, that at one point and since you have, like as you say, like around 20 good record stores around you, that it's also kind of, as you said, it's a choice, in the sense also that like I have a want list, but like I remember back in the days when I started to get, like, I had like a sort of identity crisis in music around 97, 98, when I discovered avant-garde electronics. I knew it existed, but I discovered in a more potent way that, like, okay, this is my path now. And then arrived Zeitgeist. At the same time arrived eBay, and suddenly you could get this record that way as well, on the complementary aspect than going to record store shopping. But the thing is that I was getting these records. The main reason for me to get these records were to actually be able to listen to them, to judge them in a way. Because back then there was nothing. There was no YouTube, nothing. So you were literally learning about the existence of a record, and you were curious about it, and you were buying it, seeking it out, just to grow in a way, to grow your knowledge, also, and hopefully it would be something you like. I was literally buying records with not a clue if I would enjoy them or not. Now it's completely different, because of all the ways we have to preview everything. But and I'm not saying I'm regretting that time, but that meant that I had to structure myself a little bit, like having want list and following through. But I guess that but back then I remember like shipping a record from the US cost like less than $5 back then also. Now, of course, you have to think in more carefully, and probably even more for you guys, James and Fred. But I welcome finding stuff on the cheap or not the so cheap that I have no knowledge of when I go to the stores. But it doesn't mean I can't also have parallel to it, like stuff I'm curious about. But it's true that it's a bit different now, because I say, oh, I'm curious about it, but actually if I really want to check it out, most of the time I can.
Yeah.
I don't need to buy it. Now it's true that it's a little bit more psychotic.
But you rebound on what you said just before. Like I when COVID came, I made like a pact or a decision not to buy records from overseas anymore, because they would take forever to come here. They were expensive, and I really haven't bought. So since COVID, we're talking about, like, well, how many years is that? 2020 to now. I haven't, maybe with one exception, an order from Juno that I made, probably like earlier this year. But that's it. I've not bought any records from overseas. Just zero. All my records came from here directly. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, because the shipping is, and it's like, and for me it was also like a conscious decision of, patronizing the shops here. Like just giving money directly to the shops, to my 4 or 5 shops that I love going to in central Melbourne, who I have a relationship with, and I think, that's how I viewed it. But I mean, again, it's just a personal choice. But I don't buy records from overseas, like hardly ever, really, or you could say never, in fact. But
I have Vinyl Karma in my pile right here of stuff. I'll just show, because we should show some records. I passed this at WFMU because the price was. I tried to make a deal with the guy and he wasn't having it. And I was like, okay, so I walked, and then this turned up here at the record fair nearby for like half the price.
Oh,
For $25.
I meant to ask you about that record fair.
Yeah, it sucked, but I bought this.
Well, it didn't suck that bad.
No, well, true, but I went out of my way to go there. This one, I also saw a beat up copy at WFMU, and I was like, there's no chance. Like, it just was so. It was not worth the price that they had on it. And then, the glories of eBay. eBay has been very rewarding lately. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I've done really well. I got this for considerably less, and it's lovely. And then, Stunty, the Pram records keep finding me. Dave, I know you.
Mm-hmm.
This.
Telemetric.
Yeah, so I got a text out of nowhere on Instagram from a great account, Maximum Media Mail. I've corresponded with this person a few times. Great, knows what they're talking about. I don't know if it's probably a male. Anyway, they're like, hey, I know you're looking for Pram records. Some shop, a U.S. shop who had their own website, had this up for $25 here in the U.S. And he's like, I think you're looking for this.
Of EPs, right?
Yeah, this is a comp. Yeah, this is the comp of the EPs. And he's like, yeah, I thought you might be looking for this. Thank you so much. So now I owe Maximum Media Mail, but so yeah, I mean, vinyl camera is absolutely a thing. You don't have to force anything. Sometimes,
yeah, but it's not always like it's not always about being nice. Like I think that Dave, don't sell that record or give that record to them. Listen to it, fall in love with Pram, and keep it for yourself.
Absolutely, Dave. You should do whatever you want with it.
Yeah. All right, Stunty. I like the way you think.
No, I can't mute.
Richie disagrees.
I'm gonna throw out the link again. I don't know if we can always add more. Why not? Who else is in here? Marius.
But buying locally has also meant that I mean, just if I can just interject again, this meant that I buy more local records as well, like records that are made here and by people here. I was, things like this guy here, Julian Wilson. You can see this. These are like beautiful ambient sax, ambient. If you think of Colin Stetson as a kind of like point of reference, they're just layers of sax and ambient music and drony music. At time a little bit glitchy and psychedelic. The other record is probably a bit better. This one here, and these are just local records, and I sort of fostered that love of local records in a more sort of conscious way, more decisive way. This is Mutations this is from last year, I think 2022. I think, yeah. These are the kinds of records that this one here. This is one that came out in a run of 200 only, Wire Owl,
nice.
and that's a modern classical piece with you can see cello, bass, trumpet, right, and that came in a run of 200, and that's this is a beautiful local record, and I think that's the kind of records that I now treasure, more than anything else, more than like these supposed grails. I do. I'll show you another one, last one, just for the fun of it. This is a beautiful record. This is Phil Stroud.
Phil Stroud, yeah, nice.
He's a bass player, and he plays on a lot of like Melbourne jazz. This is like, to me, I link this to like John Hassell and Peter Gabriel, like the Passion soundtrack. That's a lot what it sounds like. Very atmospheric and sort of desert-like and very lovely. And if you look at the lots of very beautiful instrumentations there. So like these are the kind of records that I just I lose my shit over those, because they sorry.
Nice.
You can make me small again.
Fred literally just gave us a digest version of his latest French video on his secret second channel. Like,
no, it's not a secret channel. I mean, it's nothing secret about this.
I've been getting those updates. I've been seeing them.
What was that?
I've been seeing
subbed to the
those
French
come
channel.
through my feed.
Yeah, but it's in French. Well, you're gonna watch me blab in French, Dom. Come on, seriously.
Yes, yeah. I'm
Always
relearning or
Okay,
trying to
well,
learn.
I'll drop the link if you want. I don't really care. I mean, you can watch
Well,
me if you want.
You don't
My,
need to
My
watch it,
friend's
Fred.
father's in
Dom.
Nancy, Pascal, and so it might help me speak to him a little better.
No.
Yeah. Well, look,
This-
Stanty. Seriously, they're just in the box because I've made the video for the.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying
yeah,
Dom
that's-
doesn't need to watch your French videos as you're gonna show the records in the digest format anyways on
No,
his own.
I have a short attention span. I'll forget. It's fine.
yeah,
Someone
I
just
know.
put in the comments showed Craig Leon's Nomos, and I literally just had it in my hand to show.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Isn't that weird?
Does everyone
That's
have this
very-
record? Because you should. Yes, absolutely.
This is
but I wouldn't
absolute
call it.
classic record.
Would you call it groovy though? I don't know if I'd call it groovy.
I mean, I put it on yesterday, and I forgot how like metallic sounding it is. Like it's just so clangy. Yeah, it's
James,
amazing. Though.
didn't you and
Yeah.
Fred show that years ago?
Probably.
Oh, yeah, there- yeah,
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. Hold on. We gotta
I'm
do it.
happy with the reissue with the bonus LP that is exclusive to it.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're gonna show it. Yeah, Cornerstone VC record, I think.
I do not have that one.
Yeah, you should get on it.
Yeah, but
We will investigate.
get the reissue because it literally got like a whole LP of unreleased material that is for
Really?
once as good as
Ah.
the original.
Yeah, that's true.
Fred should be doing.
Nice.
I have to get his second album too. I just keep meaning to get it. I haven't.
Mm. Okay, we should all show a record with a face on it. Since Fred just showed the Manduka record, we've all got to show something with a face on it. I reckon that's
So that's easy. It's there you go, Fred.
Oh, Manduka.
Well, this is
Well,
right in my pile. This is right in my pile, Stunty.
There we go.
Oh.
It's your face. Oh, yeah.
Nice. We all got a
That's
face.
here.
the easy
Here's a
one.
face.
Is that a face for? Oh, it is a face. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
that's
we
one
go.
Chris Cole's been looking for. The Terry Riley.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
That's legit. Is that legit, Stunty?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, it's shown in the comments when I put it on Instagram. He thought it was a bootleg because it's in such a good condition, but it's the seal screen original.
Wow.
yeah. I think there's
Right.
one on the internet for sale for like almost 800 right now.
I found a copy of it in Den Bosch for less than 50
Oh man.
that I sold instantly for like almost 10 times the price. Like when I saw it, it was funny. I saw it in the bin, and I thought, okay, this is the bootleg. And then I go back to it to buy something else, and the guy is not there. So I'm waiting for him, and I'm just going through again just in case. And let's see how the bootleg looks like. But it's the original. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, that's how it goes, man.
Yeah.
To the digger goes the rewards. That's
Mm.
what I say.
Trying to think of another record like the Craig. I think people forget that Craig Leon was, was recording the first Ramones album and was part of that whole time, which was sort of weird. Suicide. I think he recorded the first Suicide as well. If I
Yeah, he
remember
did.
correctly.
Yeah, Suicide. I was playing this just before. Quasar Mancoda. That's a Aussie King Crimson record type. I think 500 copies only of this original press. But yeah, it's if you like King Crimson, it's a trio. Mahavishnu, bit of I don't know, ECM kind of a flavor in there too. Just some records to share this stuff. Nothing much.
Mm.
You have another challenge for us, James?
What was that?
You have another challenge for us?
I can think of something. Do you want to? Okay, you do a challenge for me. I'm going to pick something randomly from here, but you have to give me a number between 1 and 6 and a letter between the alphabet, and I'll just pick a random record out. How about that?
60.
Okay. All right. I'm going to count my 6 crates across, and then I'll do it. Hang on.
I'm confused.
5'6".
Buttery math.
He's gone. He's gone. He's
That's why it's easier just to start doing poll random.
All right, here we go. Here's your choice: Camberwell Now,
Oh,
and that's one of the EPs, Green
That's
Fingers
it.
EP.
it looks
Here we
like
go.
a Napalm Death record.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, really good. Yeah, it's I think this came out. It got reissued. You can get both of them as a reissue, like a compilation thing. But this is the 2 EPs.
I have that comp. Yes.
Challenge accepted. Here we go.
Fred, you were talking about the pandemic earlier. I just bought. Well, they just came in the mail. I got 2 records that this one band here from Boston put out, and they did these during the pandemic. So this was them experimenting within their own music. This is Pile. You guys might dig this because this one's more of an ambient kind of effort. It's called In the Corners of a Spear-Filled Room. So this just came today. And then Rick McGuire, he's the main guy, the lead singer. He went and redid some of their own songs. This one's Songs Known Together Alone. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's touring up here. He's coming through Anger Mom. I'll be running that show. Yeah.
Yeah, that I'm looking forward to seeing that. You guys are going to film that, right?
Yeah, we'll be doing some. There's going to be a couple local openers. It's going to be late, right towards Christmas, though, so I'm like, it could be a little bit quiet crowd. We'll see, but yeah, we're one of the first stops.
You're a couple of Stunty's favorites.
Oh, I love that record. Great record.
I found it in Den Bosch.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well
yeah.
done. How much was it?
I paid. It was. I think it was probably like 35, and I got it for like 25, something like that, which is good.
When I bought these, they were really. You could find them anywhere. When I, like more than 10 years ago, but now they're expensive. Like even here, they're like $80, $100 each. These. Not Drowning Waving is a band led by David Bridie, a pianist from Melbourne. It's from '84. It's very Japan-like. I find this record. It's very sort of David Sylvian Japan, and this one here even probably more so.
But it's like Japan, but without the affection, without the theater. It's more naturalistic.
Yeah, it's very atmospheric, ambient. Yeah, beautiful records. Yeah, and on a completely unrelated note, I was at the thrift store yesterday. I had to dump a whole lot of stuff, and I buy lots of crap at the thrift store. And I came across this, and I couldn't resist. And I played it this morning, and I really enjoyed this. It was $2. I love those kinds of records. It just make my day, Like you buy all these $100 records, and then you find $2 records. That's a Chris Cole record there and then. Yeah,
Nice.
I have one Stunty you might dig. This one.
Oh yeah.
Well, this was a happy accident because I didn't order this record. I ordered a different one in the series.
Oh yeah, there's 4.
Jeff Gilson, and they sent me the Bayard Lancaster by accident.
Yeah, and in that series, there's 4 LPs, and there are 2 that are crap, that are that are really not interesting, and 2 that are great. So yeah.
Yeah, probably I'm thinking the Big Bandera is crap.
Yeah, it's crap.
Okay, well I didn't. Yeah, so. But the B side of this, the Lancaster, is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's a good upgrade still.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. It was a weird exchange to begin with, and then I knew something was going to go on with that. Just I rarely buy on Discogs now. I think I've only gotten 6 this year on Discogs. I have bad luck, and I know Stunty, you've done a whole thing on how to do it properly, but I mean to tell you, I'll go on there. It doesn't matter if they have 674 positive feedbacks, never a negative. My luck's terrible on there.
Yeah, but like that record, the Other Pond record that the Fred was showing, like that's like he was saying, it's an $80 record. Like we know that because we see that on Discogs. But I must say, So I got that record in November last year, but I can't be held solely responsible. I mean, you guys too do actually have an impact on the price of these records. Just to think of that, the few of us here on screen, for these records that are so elusive, just the fact that we show them has a fucking impact. Like the world is small and there's a shitload of people. So even like yesterday I played on my stream. Sometimes I go the next day to see which records I played, and you see how many records sold during or in the past 24 hours, and sometimes I'm shocked, like 11 copies of this thing that is still cheap. But sometimes I also see people bought, because of my stream, a copy that is more expensive than another copy on Discord that I would get, like a VG Plus. But there are people, no, I'll buy the $80 near mint copy of that. And so we
They're
can't
banking
really,
on the fact that they don't think it's going to only be higher. They're just, because of that, your feature on it, they're like, oh, it's not going to be lower than this now. And because they're kind of obscure records a lot of the time with a small pressing, they may be right.
There's that, and I think there are people who follow all of us who have more money than us and who have this kind of competitive mentality. So if they can't compete with us because we have a head start, then they will compete with like getting even nicer copies than the ones we have.
Yeah.
What about our friend there, Sound of Mind? Show us the record already. You haven't.
Yeah, that box set was fantastic.
Yeah, 9 records worth.
Yeah, he showed us 10 records. What are you talking about?
I feel bad because we're talking, and
it's all good. I picked up this one recently. Speaking of Matt,
make you big.
Oh, excellent.
Cool.
Oh, there you go, Matt's.
Great cover.
What's your name, Sound of Mind, by the way? What's your first name?
Thijs. I'm originally Dutch, but I live in the US.
Okay.
Where in the US do you live?
I'm in Denver, Colorado.
Great.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Cool.
I
My
like
brother
your
lived in
shirt.
Leadville for a long time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice
10,200 feet.
Yep. Picked up this one, which started yesterday in the stream, which was funny.
Yeah, that was good zeitgeist.
Yeah, I got it for like $5, $6, so good deal.
Have you listened to it yet?
No, not yet. I gotta clean it. It's pretty filthy.
I got that record like maybe 15, 20 years ago, and yesterday was the first time I gave it a proper listen since in the past like 12 years, and I discovered stuff on it that I had completely forgotten. It's actually a good record. It's
I sampled in the store. It sounded good.
Yeah.
And also, I picked up this recently, which I think is a version of the Marion Brown that came out today.
There you go, Dave.
Oh, excellent.
This is the same record, but it has 2 extra songs on the second LP.
Is it with Leo Smith?
Yeah.
Could be.
There you go. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, just 2 tracks aside.
I'm still missing a few of those
This is a
EPs.
double LP. The second LP has 2 extra songs.
Okay. The first song is called Centering, minute and 12.
Let's see.
Side A.
Now I'm
There's
glad.
another cover of this I think Stunty was talking about earlier.
So is it the same record or no?
I don't think so.
So
Okay.
the first 4
no,
tracks.
not these two, but
Yeah, the first 4 tracks are the same as that came out today.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then it also has 2 tracks called Soundwave and Soundwave 2, which is with Elliot Schwartz.
Yeah, I've seen.
Fred, how long have you had that Marion Brown record?
How long?
A week. 2
A
weeks.
week. Okay, because it
I
used to be
bought it-
cheap. And
bought it
I
from
paid
Camper.
a lot for mine too.
I bought it
it's
from
so good,
Camper.
though.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Great record.
So this is appropriate that Jeffrey's showing. We're talking about Glenn
White
Branca. I've been going through the Neutral label over the last year or two, and these Neutral records are still. I'm going to do a video on it, but these are things you can find a lot of value in. This is a soundtrack to Vortex featuring a lot of the sort of Lower East Side, just a lot of the names from Lower East Side: Richard Edson, John Lurie, Lydia Lunch is on here. It's a soundtrack, and it's interesting. And this label, it's relatively sort of unheralded or really not discussed, and I feel like there's some gems in here. I have a few other things that I'll talk about. There's some stuff that you definitely want to avoid, but you can find a lot of these records in the U.S., the neutral label, barring a few, for under $10.
Is that John Leary, like as in Fishing with John?
Correct, yeah. You have Adele Bertai, Lydia Lunch, Richard Edson, Kristen Hoffman, and a bunch of other notables. But there's another record, Michael Title, I think it is. Just got it. Yeah, just the title's slipping my mind. But of course you have the Sonic Youth records, the Swans, you have the White Pants, you have, a bunch of big things. But there's also these other records under the radar there that are really worth checking out. And they're less than $10. So I'm going to just throw that out there as a focus for people to check out.
Noted.
Yeah. I have a bunch more over here, but I'll save it for the video.
I dig John Leary and Lounge Lizards and all the other stuff he's done.
So, have you seen the show Painting with John on HBO?
What's that?
He also has a show now on HBO, Painting with John.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, it's good.
Oh man, now I gotta check that out.
The whole score soundtrack is all his music, all his solo stuff. His forget the other.
Does Tom Waits put a red snapper in his pants in it?
No
weights on this.
No weights. No.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I've seen all the Painting with Johns. They're good. They're entertaining. And I love his watercolor. What he does.
I have a pretty unique John Lurie belonging. I have a scar on my body made by John Lurie.
Really?
What?
Excellent.
I fought with him. I was dating his girlfriend. I didn't know, and he found out, and that was very awkward. And he was.
When and where was this?
It was in France in around 2009, 2008, 2009, and he sucker punched me at a party.
That sounds like John.
Wow. I'll give you something not the same. It didn't happen to me, but my friend here, when he saw the Jesus Lizard at some point, he asked David Yout to do an autograph for him. And he's like, "Oh, what do you want me to sign?" And he's like, "My penis." And he did.
Oh. And he hasn't washed it off?
Nope, never. David, if there's one person who would do it, David Yao was probably that person. So
I was peed on by David Yao, but that's not exceptional. He peed on a lot of people who attended his gigs.
Right. There we go.
Wow.
Nice find, Sean.
This.
Which one was it, Sean?
Oh, somebody got a Moondog for $1. Is that what I saw?
Yeah. I believe. Well, I found one a couple weeks ago. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Mine was BT back when we used to send records to each other because it was affordable. My Moondog from Dave Belson.
Oh,
this is.
I got a record in the mail from Belson today.
Nice.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I want that orchestra record he did. He did this orchestra. Is it the John Lurie Orchestra? It's really expensive now. I don't have it. I'm looking for that. I don't know if anyone has it.
The record's falling now. There we go.
You guys,
It's
you
more
remember
recent.
why Moondog became popular suddenly?
Yeah, the ad.
The ad, and also Damon Albarn from Blur. He put out a compilation, a best of on Honest John. He was the producer of that.
Okay.
Which ad are we referring to? I don't even know. What
It was
car ad.
Yeah,
it was a car ad. It was not Moondog. It was actually one of the guys from Ninja Tune who did a remix of the big tune.
I don't know the name
Lemon
of it.
Spurred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Buttery, this just arrived in the post today from Belson.
Cool.
So
What is it?
did.
I don't know.
Well, and we were talking about Marion Brown. Marion Brown's on this.
Oh, cool. Never heard of it.
It says Jazz Improv by Marion Brown, Scott Holt, and Ron Jackson. And it's also got the Velvet Underground's on this to comp.
Cool.
It's the Village Other, like the venue you said, right?
What's that?
Is that like the venue in the city in the '60s, the Village Other?
It was a
The
publication.
Village Other, yeah. Okay,
Wow.
okay, right.
That's cool.
The electric newspaper, basically.
Right.
Yeah. So that I've been looking for this
digging
for
into
years.
his box set recently.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool.
What do you got, Fred? Hold on. Oh, so here's a good example of a box set I've not fully played yet.
Mm.
Wow, I missed out on that one, Fred.
Was that a record store day thing a while ago?
It was, but
Yeah.
I basically bought this from. There's a record store in a great record store that James knows in Melbourne called Licorice Pie,
The
and
best.
they're just like a vinyl only and on the Discogs on their Discogs store they had this box set for a reason a reasonable price, and I went in hoping to buy it. And the owner said, "No, it's my own Discogs. It's my own Discogs store. It's not the store. It's so he just gave me a deal because I bought it directly from him, which was very reasonable. It was brand new when I got it. It was sealed.
Wow.
Yeah. The first record, I must say, is a bit of a
Oh yeah.
you got to sit down for the first one, but the other ones are much more palatable.
Yeah, that first one's it is out there.
It's intense. Yeah,
Abrasive.
you just gotta, yeah. But no, it's a beautiful box set. I thought, fuck it, let's just grab this. It's lovely.
Is it
And
mastered by Kevin Gray, Fred?
What?
Is it mastered by Kevin Gray?
No, it's mastered by Kevin Gray's evil twin. Evil twin.
People will buy it if it's got Kevin Gray on it these days.
I mean that's the thing. Like, we could have another 2-hour debate about this, but
Yeah.
but and Stunty has done videos about
Please let's not.
what is audio file. But like people just buy records because they're mastered by like nowadays the engineer that remasters the record has got almost more weight
Yeah.
than the people who actually record the people
The musicians.
yeah, it's like, oh, this is a record by Bobby Hutchins. Oh, that we don't care about that. It's remastered by Kevin Gray. Now I want to buy it. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
so weird.
that, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
It's
I'm gonna offend people in the peanut gallery there, but I don't give a fuck. Look at
Yeah.
me.
Well, I did a whole stream.
No, we're all on the same page with you, Fred, on that one.
Was that?
We're all on the same page with you on that one, I think.
Oh yeah.
I did a whole stream. I think Dom came on, where I literally fought the people who were like, or I tried to explain to them, first of all, like people who do the mastering, their job should be invisible, and secondly, just because it's like the self-fulfilling prophecy thing. Like, you have to pay this guy a lot of money to work on your records, so you have the choice to do that and to cut the cost by actually hyping them so that people will buy these records more expensively, which means that also that you start to believe that these guys are better. But when you ask the people, oh, this guy, he's a good mastering engineer, oh, and this one too. Okay, can you name me one mastering engineer you think is bad?
No. Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah.
Because it all comes from the hype stickers.
Yeah.
Well, it's only really a recent thing that we're even talking about mastering engineers. Now it's like if you don't see it on the sticker or on the insert or whatever, you're like, what the fuck? Even me on my EP I just released, I'm like, I better put that on there because people they need to know. And like,
Mastered by someone,
Yeah. Yeah.
by a person, by a human being.
Oh,
This is
my,
a great record.
oh, nice.
We
This
did
is one that we
record-
saw I saw this in Brooklyn. It was a reissue, but
This is a killer, like French.
it's great. Yeah.
It's kind of a Zool record, like it's got this kind of like slightly proggy kind of vibe. This
Yeah.
thing, Lammy. Yeah. Moshe Naim is a label that I really I love. I love their
Oh,
Label well, okay.
funnily enough, Naim, with this the Uruguayan label called Takwabe, they have a lot of releases in common that they co-produced, because Moshe Naim has a lot of South American guitar players and folk singers, and they share the catalog basically.
Yeah. This is a beautiful record.
I'm going to show you a record that everyone should have. Like it's actually incredible, and
Okay.
All right, get your Discogs up, everyone.
and actually I just lied. It's just a bunch of nothing. I like it, but but really no. It's just like everyone should have it. Like if you don't have it, I won't respect you, and you know what that means. That means
You're
you
playing
go
games
to
with my heart, Stunty. Don't play games with my heart, please.
Oh.
It's getting old. I can't.
I was playing this French thing the other day that I haven't heard in ages.
Oh yeah, Tangerine. Yeah,
Let's see.
Right.
Let's see
It's
this
really
one.
nice. I wouldn't
I don't
say
know this one.
rush out and buy it, but if you ever see it cheap, it's
The label crypto is from
Yeah.
Belfort, which is like 10 k's away from where I come from. It's like the local label of my neck. I've got like there's an old record store in the town where the guy has all these like white labels and all the from that label like that like offcuts of I've bought lots of them. They're worth nothing really, but they also released interesting enough this label here. I just want to make it into a segue. They released this record in France.
Yeah.
This Cybertron record in France was released. This is the original copy, the Australian one.
Australian one. Yeah.
That was pressed in France by the label, that crypto label, which is like on your record there, James.
Yeah. Wow.
Crypto, yeah. And that story was told to me by the manager of that band who did a deal with it. It was karma again. Karma.
Yeah.
It was totally karma, yeah.
He was the guy that was selling at Camberwell Market, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. I saw a French copy of that when I was in Canada, strangely enough. So I don't know if someone, a French Canadian,
in Vancouver.
I was in Victoria on Vancouver Island, and I went to a store there, and they had it. But I didn't buy it because I have the reissue, and the reissue sounds amazing. So I found it really hard to justify an OG when I have a really nice copy of it.
I gotta check.
Actually, I think your copy looks pretty, compared to Fred's copy. Your copy looks like shit.
Huh?
Actually, compared to Fred's copy, your copy looks like shit, James.
From here, you could tell. You could definitely tell.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, it's quite different. Yeah. Wow. Interesting.
Mastered by Robert Ludwig. Led Zeppelin.
Bob Levy, RL.
Fred Zeppelin. No, I mean seriously.
You know that the Bernie Gun.
Oh, go ahead, Fred.
No, don't worry. You go. You do it. Ignore me. You go.
I want to recommend this record that is definitely on no one's radar. You're like, who is this? This is Mike Watt in the middle with Mike Baguetta and Stephen Hedges, MSSV. This came to Ithaca just before the WFMU fair, and this was fucking fantastic. And it wasn't even Mike Watt. You'll see on the back here, I got a signature, and I was like, I could get Mike Watt's signature. I want his signature. Mike Baguetta. This guy is astoundingly good guitar player, and not in a traditional way at all. Just knows how to use space and texture and patience. Can play technical. Can play sort of atmospheric. And Mike Watt was good too. Mike Watt, by the way, just has to sit down all the time now. He's got his knees just torched. But they have a bunch of different. Mike Watt's done so much. I can't really speak to a lot of it. But this band, what they've done, MSSV, is definitely worth checking. And this is brand new.
What does that stand for?
It stands for. Good question. It's not their initials or anything. I forget what it is. I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, make something up on the spot.
Yeah, I dig
my stupid vagina.
And I knew you were going to say that. I knew the V was going to be there.
James, you know. You got me. You got me.
I knew it was coming.
Oh my god.
No,
but still, I still maintain that. Have a look.
I feel like I just discredited your whole thing.
It's fine. It's main steam stop valve. To be clear, main steam stop valve. There you go.
My 5-year-old nephew liked the first version better.
Good. Then at least I'm winning some fans. All right. Who else is? What's this now? Ooh, I don't like this. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah,
Conspiracy.
but you can trust free French people, and since Romuald is here, we're free
Yeah.
French people, so that's fine.
True.
Oh, fine.
Look at
Oh,
this.
Yeah,
Brandon.
nice.
Oh yeah, that's a great record, Stanley. Yeah,
Very
Well done.
expensive now, though, isn't it?
yeah, expensive.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great cover.
Yeah.
Tough
beautiful.
one.
A complete
With the console.
AKS Synthy 100 system, one of the three complete in existence in the world.
Wow.
Mm. This is the other companion piece, which has got some of the worst artwork I've ever seen.
I've got mine on screen as well.
Yeah, you go. Monster
Uh-oh.
Planet. Look at that for a cover.
I can't compete with that.
Yeah. If you like the Cybertron and you don't know this one, check it out. It's kind of in a similar
Oh.
vein.
Fred's got
Yeah.
two down there.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. That's a
That's-
good one.
That's
Okay.
like a Tangerine Dream record, yeah, more
Mm.
or less, you know.
Mm,
Cybertron,
Froggy Tangerine Dream.
mm,
yeah, sort of, yeah.
Right.
Mm.
mm. Nice. What else have we got?
Well, since we've got some French people on screen, let's crack at some classics. Where's Ryan Kidd's Rocktober? I'm showing some Michel Polnareff for you on your behalf.
I have
Yeah.
some French here, of course.
You know, what about I've got some French records here. Yeah, that's a freaking classic record. I mean, the album
stuff.
it comes from, but Stunt is gone. So,
Oh,
No, no,
look
yeah.
at French record. There you go.
oh
Oh,
yeah, it's a great record. I've got it there, yeah, too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Berger Chirac. Yeah,
Yeah,
But
and that's Alex
Dave.
recommendation a long time ago.
Hey,
I've still found
Stunty.
a copy.
I just pulled this out for you because I'm sure you're some sort of a
yeah, for me, Polnareff, it's the soundtrack Lipstick. That one, I love, and it's a cheap record. Yeah, but you know, Dave, that record Défense 2. You know that the
Yeah.
band became un drame musical instantané.
Mhm. Yeah.
And they have like about 6 or 7 albums.
Mhm.
And Jean-Jacques Birger, the guy behind it, he still
Yeah.
has copies of these, the original ones. You can get them for like $20-$30, brand new, unplayed, and they're all even at least as good as this one.
So like dead stock copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna look into that because I dig this stuff. This is good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay.
Since
I showed for Fred. Now I show for James.
Yes. Wow. There you go. You got it. Nice.
Yeah.
How did you find that? Nice. Wow. Yeah, I've got that too. Beautiful. Yeah, very cool. Lovely. Very hard to find. I don't know that one. Interesting.
It's on the Move, which
yeah.
is
It's Australian. Move is from Australia, I think. Yeah.
yeah. You're correct. Yeah.
Mm.
And look at this.
wow.
Wow.
It's Dom and Stunty
Yes.
and Dave.
We have to mock those up.
Nice.
Well, how I got these, James? I got these like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Mm.
Here's
the key.
another one from the Cybertron kind of roster, Alpha Omega with on the same
Yeah.
Clear Jupiter. It's kind
Oh, look at that back cover. Wow.
Yeah,
Great.
Now
it's
that's
very
hard.
proggy, very proggy.
Yeah, look at that guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that guitar. I mean,
Uh,
yeah. I've had that for years. It's a nice record. It's not mind blowing or anything, but it's interesting. Yeah.
Nice. Do we do another theme? Shall I pick another theme?
James, you
Hey,
have these
hey,
themes
James.
down.
James, do you know this record at all?
No. I
This
don't.
This is a record you can find almost every record store.
Dennis Garcia.
It's kind of a disco Bowie-esque record. Look at the list of instruments.
Oh my god.
Um,
Yeah. All the
It's like-
Roland. Yes,
like-
Roland strings. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so you find this in thrift
Yeah.
store and up shops just about everywhere.
Mm.
It's kind of like a cross between a Tangerine Dream, a Bowie record, and the Bee Gees in
Yeah.
some ways.
So-
Some ways mental. I thought you would know this because it's
It looks really familiar, but I couldn't tell. Is it because I thought maybe you showed it years ago or something?
it's from here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
I love the
And,
stubbornness
and-
of like I'm gonna list every single Roland synth
Yeah.
I have. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, which also means that you know when this record is from. Like it's from '85
Yes.
or
Yes.
probably.
No, this is from. I think it's a bit before
80s.
77.
Okay.
No, the SH one.
No, it's 77. It's. I'll show you. It's on
Okay,
the
yeah,
record.
fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. Oh.
Just to stay
Nice.
alive.
Nice label design.
Oh yeah, 77.
Yeah.
But-
We didn't weep.
Dennis
Yeah.
Garcia. What a
Crazy.
character.
Crazy
I
shit.
thought I saw that there was an SH 101 on the list. Maybe I saw wrong because
I think it's a SH 1000.
okay, because the SH 101 is from
Yeah.
81.
No, it's
yeah.
SH 1000. Yeah. But it's kind of like a timepiece of that same period, kind of, but not as good. I mean, that's a dull record basically. You know, but it's
That's
kind of fun.
here's a book about all the Roland machines, with like pictures and like interviews of the people who actually like famous musicians who use one piece of.
Oh,
Oh,
Paul
yeah,
said,
here.
What is
Yeah.
that?
It's yeah.
That's a nice book.
amazing
Wow.
resource.
It,
Amazing.
it, it
resource.
was Deutsche Telekom who did that, so it was given for free. It was not.
Yeah, they've got a channel with that stuff.
Yeah.
With
Electronic beats.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah. It's been an interesting stream in the sense that we went from one topic to the next into a very sort of almost existential things to showing just like very random records. But I love that. It's kind of
Yeah, budgeting to random records
Yeah.
to
The word vagina
Don't need
in
to show the
there.
book. I got this book today. Mail.
Oh,
Ah, yeah,
oh,
it's
that's his book.
really good,
Okay.
yeah.
Come on, Dave. Jose already showed it.
Oh, did you?
How dare you?
Yeah.
10 times.
It's yesterday's news. In other words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Nice.
this one he signed this copy, which was nice. But I didn't get it in person because he's ill right now.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, he's in ill health, so he can't. The doctor's orders are he can't leave England. So he had some copies that were already signed that they were able to sell them. So that was cool.
he ordered a bunch of records from Jose the other day.
Oh, we did.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jose did show this.
Nice.
Any fans?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just know of it, don't know it.
I don't have that one.
No.
And this
I got
year,
about like 10 records of them,
mhm,
but not.
Oops, hold on.
Yeah.
that's Scattered Order. It's another band from Volition,
Yeah.
and Battery will recognize this inscription.
Yes. Peace Bry.
So
Yeah.
this is an interesting story. Years and years ago, a dude, his name was Peace Pry. His whole record collection got dropped into one of the record stores in Melbourne, and he had the most amazing collection of stuff. I've got another one there in front of me. That's a Peace Pry as well record that I bought from the same collection, and he actually labeled all his records with a catalog number, which then, now I'm not kidding you, he then put into the dead wax as well. I want to show you.
Oh, no
this.
shit.
Mm.
No shit. Hang on, let me see if we can. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Oh,
up
that's
up
epic.
there. Yeah.
So he etched his catalog number into every one of his records. it's just, it's
Man.
Apparently he was a dentist. Someone told me he was a dentist.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
had a monster record collection, and then like it got sold, and we got some really great records out of this. I'm pretty sure this was a piece. Brian, have a look. Yeah, look,
The
there we
Dead
go
Wax.
again.
Peace, Bry.
Wow.
See, there's still levels we can try to achieve in our collecting. So, man.
And those two records, I bet you they're engraved with the. Oh yes, they are. Oh my god, this is. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, that's crazy.
So I've
you
seen
imagine?
lots of markings of this thing with collection, but I've never seen someone do anything on the Dead Wax like that.
Yeah, I know. And Battery's got some of his records, don't you?
Yeah. I've actually got a Klaus Schulze record too, a different one. I've got a few of them.
It looks like he did a really good job in the Dead Wax with that.
Yeah, it does.
Well, he was a dentist, so
He was a
you know,
dentist, yeah.
Yeah,
It all makes sense.
a surgeon.
About that, so carving in the Dead Wax an inscription on a vinyl record, you can put your hand and and carve. When you do it on the lacquer, I don't know if you did that, Dom, but the first record I did, I went to the cutting studio, and the guy showed me, and he told me, if you want, you can write something. You know how they do, like a vanity message.
Yeah.
And then you learn that, like, holding the fucking metal stillet to do the carving on the lacquer, where you can't, of course, put your hand on it to have stability, is fucking difficult. It's really impossible. It's a skill that is unique.
I didn't get to be there for the mastering session. Otherwise, he would have probably offered me that, but I didn't get to go.
No, it would be during the cutting, Dom.
Yeah, well, he was cutting the lacquer. Yeah,
Oh,
he was cutting the lacquer. Yeah.
Dom, are you still working on the
Already-
reel-to-reels?
Yeah, the last batch is going to be done this week, and so yours is going out this week, Dave. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
last of them.
Cool.
Yep.
That
Top
was
secret
really-
project.
Yeah, that's an excellent project that you guys did with that.
Yeah, we're doing it sort of like, I probably shouldn't be promoting as much as I am, because the way that we're doing it through Cornell University is sort of, it's not sanctioned, we'll just put it that way, but that's what makes it more fun, right?
Yeah. Well, it's just amongst us nerds.
Yeah, that's why there's only 15, so.
Yeah.
I don't have a way to play it myself, but my bandmate does, so.
Yeah,
There's
Dylan at Noble's got a player.
There you go.
Yeah, he's got a reel-to-reel.
I'm gonna head off, guys.
Alright,
It's
take care.
6:30 here. I've got to go make some dinner.
Oh, it's 6:30 here as well, but not the same.
Oh,
It's
6:30,
6:30.
yeah.
In the morning.
6:30 Sunday evening. Yeah.
Oh, you were up
I'm gonna
early.
hang,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Anyway,
hang
yeah.
for a bit
right,
longer, so James, good to be with you here.
Yeah. I'll catch you guys
We'll do it
later.
again.
You
Thank
still
you.
have no, James. You can't go because you still haven't
Alright.
given us the theme.
Oh, we'll do one more theme and then I'll go.
Yeah.
Do it.
Animals. An animal on the cover.
It's so lazy. Okay.
Okay. Oh, it is lazy. You put me on the spot.
Yeah. So what I
I'm
got.
cheating,
This is a
but-
quick poll. There's that one.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Yeah. What do we got? Yes, Panther. You got to show the back cover of that, Fred. Or is it the inside with the photograph? Yeah, it's a great photo.
Let's see.
Got
Ooh,
a
good.
bird.
Oh,
We got-
Jungle
we
Obsession.
got-
That Nino Nardini is a great record.
Yeah.
Okay. Tiger.
Covered
We
the-
have Robert Wyatt. Mhm,
Gorilla.
okay.
There we go. We got them all.
And Santi, you have a
Done.
Jungle Obsession. Here we go. Ooh.
Library soundtrack.
Yep.
Very.
Super Ape.
Yeah, super great library soundtrack, Sunny. Very good.
Mhm.
Very good.
We have Son of Minder had the Gustafson again. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
With the ox.
Yoks.
And I have this psych folk record here with the dino.
Oh yeah.
Is this really an animal though?
Yeah.
Sure.
You're disqualified.
It's my stream. I win.
Which is even more like embarrassing. But
See, that's not an animal. That's not an animal. That's a stone carving.
Yeah, exactly.
Of an animal.
No,
Of a fictitious animal.
Yeah. I mean, how far do you want to go really with it? I mean, that's an illustration of a bird. It's not an actual bird, you know. Where does it end?
All right, I'll pick another. No, I'll let you
here
go,
till
James.
4 a.m.
Yes.
because of buttery now.
I'm sorry.
nice to see you, James.
Yeah, all right. I'll catch you guys later.
Be well.
Peace.
Bye.
Cheers.
All right, I'm going to throw out the link again. If anyone else wants to join, we'll hang for a bit longer.
I
I
actually
get
have
to
to roll
see-
2 down.
What
All right,
time?
Dave?
See you, Dave.
See you, Dave.
Take care, guys.
Good to see you.
What time is it in the US now?
It's 12:30 a.m.
Oh wow, you're
Yeah.
braver than I am. Yeah,
And 10,
10:30
10 right.
it's 4:30 in the afternoon here in Melbourne.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hang for a bit. I know there was some folks who were trying to get on. I couldn't let them on. So if anyone wants to join, we'll do it. Jackie Matu is legendary. Yeah.
Oh wow, cool.
What's this one now? I don't have that
wait.
one. Nice. Different radio session.
Wait a second. Because
Pretty sure it's a bootleg. It's on WHP.
what date is it?
Yes.
What's that?
What date
Is it-
is it
76.
on yours? Like
Minus 70. Oh no, February 23rd. Same, yeah.
so,
75.
and yours is a single LP, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the double LP version of it, because like the one you have is an edited version. It's
Oh, okay.
it's not the complete, unfortunately. It was first bootlegged by Keith Fullerton Whitman. He did like a sort of test pressing white label, 50 copies of it. Then it got reissued fully like that as a bootleg, and then they did another version of the one you have, and this one was just released. But it's amazing. Huh? It's absolutely stunning.
It is.
But
This one,
I had. Sorry.
this one came out this year, I believe, like a few months ago.
No, yeah, very recently. But why do they call it a quartet? Who's the fourth person?
It is Terry Riley, Don Cherry, Stain Clayson, and Ben Berger.
Who's the third one?
Yeah, I'll make it big here.
Who's the third one? Stan Clayson. Okay, on the violin electric, and he's on all tracks.
I'm not sure.
That's weird.
Call.
That's interesting.
Yeah, now the Cologne concert. That's what you have there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 75.
I was showing this one because I really dig this record. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Exceptional. I love it.
It's fantastic.
Very nice record. And Stunty interviewed this guy recently on his channel. People are watching have not seen it.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool.
I didn't realize
Very
he was
good.
still alive until I saw the interview.
Yeah, but that's a nice that is absolutely for me legitimate the re-release, because like sometimes they excavate things that you just think, what's the point of, but that recording is really good. It's really good. It's like the electronics that are layered there. It just like I wasn't bored for one second. I was listening to this thing in myself. This is really enthralling. Very captivating.
And everyone's involvement is it's like everyone's on it like a good amount. It's not like JF Jenny Clark or someone is just not getting the feature they deserve, or John Schwartz is not getting what he input that he deserves. Like you feel everybody's involvement.
Yeah.
And also, I know all of us here are probably like big into Don Cherry, There's no other Don Cherry record sounding like that. Like this is like a whole new path in his career that, and there's only one record of that. I have
Well, you have the Appleton record, which I know has come up quite a bit, as maybe being not all as that it's worth, but
Speaking of Don Cherry,
Nice.
Cadona.
that's
Beautiful.
and also Nana Vasconcelos, which is who is on this too.
Yeah. Oh, good point. Yeah.
Yeah, plays on this too. Yeah, I was
Those
saying Don
Cadonas
Cherry,
the
stunty.
Cadonas are still, you can still get those pretty
Yeah,
cheaply
This
too.
is it's just I played it last night. It's an amazing record. It's beautiful. Yeah, stunty. Go on.
this is my Don Cherry collection.
Yeah.
and well, that the one you just showed is not in this because it's in my Jean Schwartz collection. But yeah, it's the Codona series.
Those are interesting.
Yeah, that's a great record. The Ed Blackwell one, ECM. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, that's a great record. Very, very good.
This one is great.
This one I don't
have that
know.
one.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
This one is a bit unusual. It's a Japanese release only. It's alive in Turkey, I think.
Yeah. It's great.
Oh, yeah, I gotta make you big, Stunty. I should have done that already. Hold on. Yes.
And for you, it's even more relevant because he lived in Sweden for all these years. So,
Which one's that? The last?
Oh, that's
Oh,
the one
sure.
Prince Lachey, yeah.
Oh, this one is pretty cool. This is not the first issue of Mew, but it's signed by him with a drawing by him.
Oh, nice.
wow.
Gotta love that. Was that gold one the Prince Lachey one, Stunty?
It's not that good, honestly. It's one that it's probably the one I would consider like parting with.
That's rare though.
Yeah, but the recording is not good. This one, Dom.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Yeah, this one is the latest one I got, and it's surprisingly good, I think.
I'm looking for that one. Yeah.
I love this one too. I have that one, too. Yeah.
It used to be so cheap, and you could find it in France. Like no one cared for it.
Like you've inspired me.
Should we do Don Cherry's? Hold on, I'll get mine.
The original Italian pressing of this, which sounds so much better than the American one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. The Panderic here. Yeah.
Term rhythm. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this
So
one,
going-
you're right. This one is a beautiful record. I totally agree. And this
And
one,
this
I love.
one, oh yeah. And this one, produced by Ramucho Mata, with
Interesting.
Don
Yeah,
Cherry
yeah.
rapping, like literally being a rapper on one track, and pretty good.
Okay. Yep, I just sold that one.
Obviously, you don't need, we
Yes.
don't need to.
Well, which is it's the
Hold on. Oh, we have dueling
and
banjos.
it's this one.
It's the same one. Yeah. I know. This is on Horizon though. Yeah, that's the press Horizon. Yeah.
Ooh, this one is nice too.
I want
The
that.
Light
Yeah.
at Ankara.
What a cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only recently I noticed. I realized I had so many records of his. Like I thought, I probably got like 12, 13 records of his.
That's the one with the egg, but that's the repress.
Later.
Yeah. Or Orient. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go get
Make me
my
sp-
pile if you want.
Yeah, come on. You pal. But it's a good idea to pull them out. I mean, that's stupid because I'm going on holidays in a week from now, so I'm probably not going to play very many of them. But it's there's some in your pile though, Stunty, that they're very, very interesting. Yeah, very good. Are you a Don Cherry fan? What was you?
I am, yeah,
Yeah,
I am. I recently got brown rice a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
Which
I think it's my
version?
favorite Don-
it's very accessible. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the bitch's brew of Don Cherry's career or whatever. It's like so.
It's the record you play in bars when you get DJ gigs in bars. Like it's everyone's gonna be happy, as James. Like everyone loves that record. It's impossible not to love it.
And this one too is very funky as well, very sort of groovy.
Yeah.
There's you can't, it's no.
All right, so here's this. This is not. I have some that are not here. They're in my other boxes of stuff to deal with. These, I gotta digest these a little more still.
Yeah, you know what? I passed on these. The two new ones. I thought they were good, but yeah.
This was okay though. I have to give this another shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was on Caprice, right? On the Swedish label, I think.
Yes. Yep. Yep. I have the other Blue Note one here. I do have the Italian. This is the UK version of that one.
Yeah, that's the one I have as well.
This one is actually quite ranks high for me on Virgo. The two Muse.
Yeah.
These both came here. These both turned up here locally. What was Brooklyn? And then we have these guys, of course. One of what, 100? Was it 100? I think, right, Stunty?
Yeah.
Cardona. I think that's no. I got this is mixed in. That shouldn't be there. This is good.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah.
I still enjoy that.
It's a nice record. Yeah, I agree.
This radio sessions, of course, and here's the other one that you passed on.
Yeah, the green one, the radio station. I was not too much into it either.
It was cheap. I got it for very little, so.
On the Black Sweat.
Black Sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now what? How about Ornette Coleman? That's next in the alphabet.
Yeah, but it's exactly like Fred said. Like all these archival reissues of Jazzmen, like the one with Jean Schwartz. Yeah, absolutely essential. A lot of the others. Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I have the Jean Schwartz, the new one. I just haven't. It's in another spot.
Yeah, we trust you.
Great.
We trust you.
I tell the truth only.
Of course. So do we all. Here's a record up completely unrelated. A record I pulled out yesterday, which it's classic if you come from France. I mean, pretty much François de Roubaix is like Lalo Schifrin or someone like that.
Okay.
He did lots of soundtracks. Yeah,
it's like Lalo Schifrin and Steve Zissou together.
Yeah, yeah. But he sadly died in a diving accident, very young. I think he was like 36 years old. It says there. But the music is all very beautiful and very sort of atmospheric. You can get those for very cheap. Those records. I just love the cover. It's just really totally my thing.
This made me think of like all the excesses that we can go to. Last week I sent a link to Dom, to Alex and Brandon about an auction on the Drouot auction site. Fred will know what I'm talking about. And basically it was RMC, Radio Monte Carlo, selling part of their collection. And did you hear them? Alex won one. Alex actually subscribed, and he won the one I sent you, like the Michel Portal, Our Meanings Are Feeling. He won the original one.
No shit.
240.
Wow.
Amazing.
Very good.
Amazing.
Good call. That's a good
And
deal.
I plan to bid on on two sets there, and I couldn't because my email got hacked for the very first time for real, and like there was a whole like authentication process, and I couldn't do it because
Is
Were
that
you
how
able
Alex
to-
won it?
Sorry?
Is that how Alex won that record?
No, that one I told you guys bid on it. I have it, but
No, I know.
Were you
was-
able to regain access to your email
No,
easily?
no. Like it's a malware I got that basically logs me out, and I have to reset my password, and every time I do, it says password invalid. So it is basically something quite nasty. I'm literally like
Oh,
I
boy.
have access to the account, but I can't get into it. I got access to the settings, but there's something a sort of malware that, and I sent messages to Microsoft, and they sent me a form to authenticate myself, and it doesn't work because who knows what birth date you put when you created your first email like 25 years ago, and all the stuff that you felt. I'm not going to give my real information. And yeah.
I pulled out a whole lot of Australian jazz classics on my shelf. Just we talk
Oh,
about jazz.
yeah. You showed that sometime not too long ago, right?
I've had it for a long time. I got my first copy for free in a crate at my
Yeah, it's
school.
an expensive record.
Yeah, well, so the story is that I work at I'm a teacher, and at the school I work at, the music department just got rid of all their they got rid of all their records. That was like in 2012 or something, 2013. And my friend who works at the school, he got access to the crates first, and he got all the stuff that was just like run of the mill, like Bob Marley and Pink Floyd and I don't know, Aretha Franklin and stuff like that. And he said, "Oh, you can have the rest." And in the rest, there was this record, which to me is still the greatest Australian jazz record ever made. 1975. A strong Headhunters vibe on this one. Very, very, very cool. And whilst I'm here, some other Australian jazz classics from that period. Pyramid, which is again sort of kind of funky modal jazz from 1980. This one on a great label called East. The label is kind of cool. And I've got here a couple more, just a few more there. If you're interested, obviously, I'm not going to read post.
Sure.
This is a really lovely record, Ted Vining Trio Plant. Again, modal jazz from it's sometimes in 1972. Yeah, he's great and cool. And I love the art. It was very library record style. This is cool. This is very common in Australia. Paradise. It's by a guy called John Sangster, he died years ago, but he's a vibraphonist he came from Melbourne actually. And what they did, this was a soundtrack for the tourist board of Queensland. When you open the thing, it's got all the promotional pictures of the Queensland Tourist Board, and they made this soundtrack to go with it, like in the 70s. Yeah, it's wild.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, and so the band is like a big band. I don't know where. I think there's a picture of the band in there somewhere. Hang on. There's John Sangster there, and that's the
great.
That's the band that they've created this for the tourist board, and this was quite common here in Australia. Paradise, yeah. Anyway, just a few things, just
so
for fun.
Fred, are these these records? I don't see these here. Are these common in Australia? Some of these, or no? The first one I understand isn't, but
yeah, Paradise is common. Common-ish. You can find it. Brian Brown, not so much. I've had two original copies in my life, and I've given one away to a friend, and the other one is still here. The Pyramid one, sometimes it's a sometimes record. I'll show you another sometimes record that I've got here. This here, a couple more. Yeah. Why not? go to the full extent. Here's some more, because I mean, for viewers, it's not records you would see every day. So this is Crossfire. This is on Harvest, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and that's a jazz fusion record from '75 with bass, keyboards, trumpet, it's a whole lot. This here you don't see very often. The Crossfire you can find. This one is a lot rarer. Again, that's kind of like a funky jazz record from Carl Nolan's Syndicate. The drums on these and the B3 is amazing on this.
Right.
He looks like a midget.
Yeah. and here's one that's just a classic of the scene. DJ Shadow sampled this stuff, and it's like the Daley Wilson big band, and with
another great cover.
Harry Bedell, who's a singer, and here's another one here. Just because they're all out for some reason, they're all in my crate. And this here, you don't see very hardly ever.
Atos Funk, yeah.
That's the Bruce Clark Quintet jazz rock from. So these are the sort of records that I've over the years just collected. Some of these you see, and some of like the John Sangster you would see quite often. The other ones, not so much. They're not common records. This one you see, but usually very expensive. That's a great modal jazz record. Judy Bailey calls it.
Cool.
I'll stop now because it becomes ostentatious after a while. It's like, hey, look at this.
Well, you started and ended with modal jazz records, and the guys in the Peanut Gallery they talking about Christophe Comeda. So
you got some Comeda?
This is his very first record, the original Polish pressing, and this is probably with Martial Solal the absolute best modal jazz record ever. A lot of people would agree on that. Well, it's always personal, but funny enough, this is a four-figure record. But my copy, I got it for like nothing because the label has been kind of erased with vinegar. The record stinks vinegar, but it plays perfectly.
Interesting. Vinegar stink.
They probably tried to clean it and messed it up somehow.
Sorry?
Maybe they tried to clean it and messed it up somehow.
Yeah. Probably something like that. Like you can distinguish if you look closely the remains of the label, but someone on Discogs offered me like
you don't want to say.
Sorry?
You don't want to say how much they offered you.
I don't want to say because I don't want to say that I refused. Yeah.
So it smells like vinegar. You don't know how it happened, but that's just how you were able to get it. Basically a budget bin?
It was in a jazz shop, and it was like I paid $30 for it. No, not even 300 pounds, so probably like 25, which is like crazy, like totally crazy, especially in a jazz shop where they should know.
Yes, vinegar smell or not, yeah.
The most unattainable record, Aussie jazz records that I can think of is this one. And this is a reissue. You can see it's like I've never seen an actual original copy of this. It's the Charlie Munro quartet, and it's known because it's got Islamic Suite at the start. Song, which is kind of this modal meets, Eastern sound kind of. But it's a really great record. But I'm happy with the reissue. If I found an original for a decent price, I probably would try to get it. But at the moment, this suffices. But it's if people were into some more esoteric jazz, this is from Australia. It's from here. Yeah, it's
cool intriguing cover. Like you could think like or like like Maybe
Yeah.
interesting.
What the fuck is this? This
It's
Buddha.
gonna grab you
It's
one.
It's really ugly.
like, and I hate how they've obviously touched the cover, because the font there you can see is not a font from that period. Like it's a modern font. You can see that, like it's clear.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, yeah. But it sounds good. It sounds all right. I mean, I can't spend $1,000 on this record. I can't. I just don't have the means to. But it's.
Here's a question.
Yeah, well, especially since there's a reissue.
Frank-Lo. Oh, I don't have much Frank-Lo. I've got one of them here.
He's on Brown Rice. I know that.
Yeah. Frank-Lo. Not much.
He's got one on Palm, doesn't he?
This.
Well, the Duo Exchange. Yes. Yeah.
The Flam. That's a really great out there record. It's very, very free though. Like on Black Saint. Yeah. Which the other side is better. There we go.
Yep.
That's a lovely label. Yeah. What is he on? I'm probably on other
That's the
records.
Palm. Yeah.
That's the Palm.
I know Dave has that too.
And that's
Yeah, the ESP.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
could
don't have any
find these
solos.
records quite cheap. Both of them I got really cheap, like of course a long time ago, but like, no one. I mean, he's quite rough on the edge, Frank-Lo. It's not like the most like welcoming free.
Hey, Alex.
Salut,
Hey.
congratulations, Alex.
Late appearance.
Yeah, we kind of did a late Thanksgiving here with my parents since I was out of town all week, and they just left. So I caught a little bit of the beginning and figured I'd hop on here for a few minutes.
Doing trivia and themes and pulling records by letters of the alphabet and Don Cherry. Your favorite stuff, your favorite topics.
Congratulations on the Michel Portal.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. I
No,
assume
it's a very serious.
Yeah, no, I certainly have that impression, but now I have to figure out shipping and we'll see. Obviously, good
Let
price.
me know if you think it's better to have it shipped to Europe and then to you if they do something crazy. Let me know and we'll see if there's a better option.
Yeah, no, I mean it looks pretty. Like you say, it looks all very on the up and up. So
yeah, the two lots I was after. I don't know if you heard. I couldn't. I don't have access to my email right now, so I couldn't finish my. But they went. They didn't go too high, like 150. There was two lots of like 9 records from Musique Concrète, electronic music, Philips Silver Series records I already had, but like maybe could have been upgrades and good trades and
Yeah.
yeah, I was playing the reissue today. I thought I had it here, but
Yeah.
did you grab that one, Dom?
Yeah, I have it somewhere. It's stored away now. I have boxes of records that I've been piling up from this year that I'm trying to figure out what to do with. So, where are they going to go?
Do you ever hide records from your? I mean, for those of you who have a significant other in your life, if
There's
you live
nowhere
alone,
to go.
if you live alone, it's a different thing because you don't care. But if you live with someone, question, do you sneak records in the house? Do you get them delivered somewhere else? What happens?
sometimes sometimes when I know I'm getting like a box that is too ostentatory, like and then I get it at the time when I know no one will see.
Ostentatious, maybe.
Ostentatious, yeah.
It's
No,
usually,
I mean, I think for me, the marriage just wouldn't work if I had to do that kind of stuff. Honestly, I mean, it's all in the open.
yeah,
It's all
same.
completely open. So
It's all being seen. It's always just worse for me, like when there'll be stretches where there's not much coming to the house, and then and I usually get them. I usually have them around to pick up the boxes when it's stuff that gets delivered. And then there'll be the day when I'm not there, and like 5 boxes turn up, and she's like, "Are you fucking kidding? Like, 5 today? What did you do yesterday?"
well, yeah, I will say though, now that I work from home, though, all the mail just comes, to the house, and then I can just get the mail.
Yeah.
And my wife, she works at a hospital, so she's not home when she works. So
happy ignorance, happy obliviousness.
Yeah, in a way, but I mean, we all get, we all see each other's expenses and everything. So
there's a degree of that. It's kind of like she just knows, like, well, this is what he's into. And
but you know, sure, there's the amount of money, but there's also the amount and the room, the shelf space.
Right. Well, I think that's where I do well, because I sell a lot of stuff, right? So, it's not one in, one out anymore. There's certainly more coming in, but
yeah, you've hit that spot where when you know where you are or what you want. There's less experimenting.
In a way, yeah, right, sure.
Or I mean, or the experimenting you're doing has a longer lasting potential.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, there was a time where I was buying. When you start buying jazz, especially, right, you just buy whatever you recognize.
Alex, tell me if I'm wrong. You were obviously buying Wax Poetics and buying because of Wax Poetics records at one point, weren't you?
No, actually, that was not really not really something I was reading at the time or anything like that. No. Yeah.
Because it's easy sometimes when you discover, like for me, who started to buy Wire, and you learn about all this stuff, and you buy it to confront yourself to it, and also because it looks cool, it sounds cool. There's a culture around it, and a culture of collecting that is appealing and cool. And then you filter, like, oh, this was for me. This was okay. It's good. It's interesting, but it's not for me.
Yeah, you know who was a huge influence on me like 20 years ago? There's the writer critic Piero Scaruffi out of Italy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure you've read some of his. I mean, he's into everything. He's sort of I mean, he's literally he knows about everything from AI to, the history of the world, to the history of music. He's got a huge website, scaruffi.com. And he's really one of the only people that I've seen that actually has reviewed, music, of the last, 70 years in a somewhat comprehensive manner, to the point where he has stopped now because he's just got too much other stuff going on. But he'll try to review, much like you do, Stunty. I mean, I think he tries to listen to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of things per year. And like I said, he doesn't do reviews anymore, really. But if you go back about 10 years and before that, he's got a pretty interesting discography, and then he tries to rank best records of the 1990s, of the 2000s, of the 2010s, best 500 records of jazz records of all time. And it's 20 years ago, this was all kind of very interesting to me. And
all right.
And I would say like 80% of the time he's pretty spot on.
I'll check it out.
Do you guys still follow your blog?
Was that?
Do you guys follow any blogs, like, to find new music, or?
Not so much, no.
we have two big.
There's two I follow, but there's one that's really good for experimental music, Musical Coma. That I'd recommend.
Yeah. No,
I
it's
think you
always
have to sign
interesting.
up.
So Musical Coma, is it what you said?
Yeah, I don't think I can post it in the track in the chat, maybe in the private chat.
Hmm.
I'll find it.
They have Bandcamp links and SoundOhm links and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess
This looks old.
at one point you develop. I mean, they can be, but you develop your own. Like as Fred was saying, he's only buying locally nowadays. So he, like, what's the point then to like you are your own source by actually acting and yeah. I think the biggest source is Discogs. Like the hyperlink
Jason.
model of it is an endless potential of discovery, and for me, I think it's better than to discover stuff through the tainted or from the subjective perception of a blog of someone. Like with Discogs, it's raw data, and then it's me who has to process it. But yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't mind sometimes. I do occasionally read Aquarium Drunkard sometimes, and there's a couple of things like that here and there that but I don't. Yeah, not really. Music blogs are a kind of remain of a previous age of music animation. Yeah.
Well,
It's more for me. It's often more for inspiration on stuff to play than actual discovery. So I'll go and look at some blogs and I'll go, oh, that's cool. I've got this record. I'll put it on. Or I've got a record that sounds a bit like this. Or it's more in that way that I would use a blog rather than as Tanti said. I buy a lot of local things anyway. So. I mean, I don't, it's kind of pointless. Yeah. Yeah. Monthly spend, the question is at the bottom. We talked about it, and I think any of us have a monthly thing happening. Like
when things start to feel uncomfortable, that's when I start to just stop.
What does that mean? What things gets uncomfortable? What are you talking about?
When I realize, like, I think I've...
no,
it's not from pressures from anywhere else. It's just from where I'm realizing, like, I'm at a point where saturation is high, the amount that has come in is high. I can't process what is currently in front of me, and financially, I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, we need to give it a break here. So,
how are we to believe? How are we to believe that pressure has any effect on you, since you tried your own putting pressure on yourself by setting rules of buying only 72 records this year?
The year's not over yet. That's all I'll say.
He bought 72 records this month.
Yeah.
Year's not over yet.
You're totally impervious to pressure, Dom. Like that's
every experience we have in our life is a learning experience, right? So this is I'm learning from my own experiences.
Wow, the level of sophism we have today.
My own structure that I've created for myself, I'm learning from it, even though it was a very shaky structure and a very shaky sort of approach. But we'll see what brings next year, and we'll see where we're at.
Did you watch that video? Is she aware of the existence of that video?
I know Alex is. I'm not sure if you are, Fred, or
well,
son of Minder.
Your video where you were talking about how many records you're going to buy this year. Yes, I did watch that. It was at the start of the year. Yeah, I remember. And we had a good comedy moment about it last stream. That was quite good. Yeah, I mean, like, it's like when you're a record nerd and you love this stuff, and which we all do here. Like, that's it. You just live and breathe this stuff. You're kind of obsessed. It's kind of, zero in. Yeah, that's right. But it's kind of it's the worst kind of habit, because it doesn't really harm you. I mean, it's not like you're doing fentanyl or anything like that. You're buying records. You know, you're not going to the hookers. You're not taking drugs, but this thing gets you in, and you think about records the whole time. Like you think, what record can I get now? And yet I can't play those that are here, but I need some more records. It's awful.
That's absolutely true. I mean, you know, I just look at it like, well, first of all, if you remember in that video, I said 100% I expected to fail at that, but the idea was to buy intentionally and like make sure that I'm buying stuff that like truly means something to me, and that truly will resonate.
That's one thing, Dom. I've been meaning to talk, almost to do a video about. In the past few months, year, maybe it's been over all the time like that, but I keep seeing people writing, my buying habit, I've become much more selective. And you look at what the people who are saying that are buying.
Well, but that's eye beholder, though. You know, that's all an eye beholder. Like this record to me, I bought this. This absolutely resonated in the way that you talked about Stunty earlier, and that felt that immediate need to sort of process and like live with all of that stuff. And so I don't hesitate when it's something of that nature. Now at a record fair like we went to in New York, that got a little bit, you know, you're a kid in a candy store and you come there with money and you sort of go to town, and so maybe that doesn't quite fit into what I just said. But overall throughout this year, like I because to be honest with you, I looked at everything I bought, I'm like, I should probably sell back some of this stuff. It's a little bit much. I have to meet 72 records, and I really can't. I really can't. I'm looking at everything. Like I love, like each of these, like really means something to me.
Yeah, yeah.
And so here I am. So whatever. I'm
but
a
again,
fraud. Fine.
Has your wife seen that video?
No, she hasn't seen that.
Okay.
But what I find commendable though, if for me, is that at least you've had a kind of soul searching moment where you've gone, you know, it would be better if, you know, like you've actually tried to control it in some way, shape, or form, rather than just going, oh fuck it, I'm an addict, you know, give me the fucking, you know, and I'm you know, like you know, like it's like that. You've thought about it for 5 minutes. Yeah. I do that myself all the time. I'm going, I have too much records, or I spend too much time online, or I do this, or like it just, I think about it and it just does your head in, because you think, well, these things have been created to be addictive. You know, I'm just a human being. Leave me the fuck alone.
I've had all these justifications for everything you're talking about, and it's all all checks out for me as well. It ultimately comes down to like, how much can I literally process though? Like Stunty, I don't know how you do it. I mean, I get, there's a lot that comes in and I listen. I forget, you know, I forget what I've heard. I forget what I liked, you know, I forget what I didn't like. And so that's the real problem. The money is an issue, but I mean, it's also just like, how much can I literally absorb?
But how much do you guys write about what you're getting? Because I do it a lot. I for myself, sometimes for others, and that helps a lot to keep the memories. And usually, maybe that will sound weird, but when I get a record, I usually try to have one good, like, you know, deep listening of it, so that sometimes just seeing the cover of the record later, like years later, like it's like an instant reminder, not just of the music, but the emotions and all that, because you did the effort of like giving it a proper, like, deep listening. Maybe it doesn't work all the time, and maybe not for all records, but mostly it does, for me at least.
Did you say right?
Yeah, right, yeah. Because I do listings, I write, I use Discogs like a lot, and I do my own lists and like to reflect on what I bought and what I like. I keep notebooks, and especially if I'm trying to put together some kind of a concept for a video or something, I'll do a lot of notes on that. But on individual records, maybe not so much, but maybe on tracks or something.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not, I don't write stuff, but I do make videos about everything I listen to. Well, not everything I listen, but every week I make videos about what I've listened to. So it's sort of that keeps me on track on what I said or didn't say, or it's not exactly the same, but I actually do make, like, as opposed to, I mean, Stunty makes a stream every week, which is again a different kind of approach. Like when you do a not a scripted video, but quote unquote scripted video, where you sit in front of the screen and you talk about the records, you have to think beforehand what you're going to say about it. Like, I don't improvise much. I just go, oh yeah, well, this is what I would say about this record, which is not writing about it, but it's kind of in the same sort of, I mean,
think the act of writing, it does help you remember things. I mean, in general, like, so that's a good point. I mean, I've thought about in the past about just writing little notes about tracks that I like for doing radio, but I don't know. I tend to listen to when there's other stuff going on, and I want more of the focused listening, which I don't get enough of.
But you also have a disadvantage, like a seemingly big advantage that turns out potentially a disadvantage, which is that you work in a record store, so you
10
get
hours a week at this point.
So you get the discount, the cheap price, the employer's discount, which means that you get records that I will be tempted for a week to get, and then ultimately decide, nah, I don't need it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you don't see certain things. I'm never going to see all those Australian jazz records Fred showed, but you tend to see a lot of the same kinds of things. It's when there's when someone drops a collection and that's pretty special. That's when that situation is a problem, or a good problem.
I've got a question though here, and completely sort of related but unrelated, because we're talking about the time you spend like focusing on listening. That's what you were saying, Dom, just before. How much do you think? And this is a question that's been pestering me personally for a while. But how much do you think the advent of this YouTube thing, like be it like live streams or videos, how much do you think it impedes on you actually focused listening? Because a lot of the time, we're all like involved in making videos, responding to things, and watching live streams. And I think it's great to have this bunch of people. It's great to talk to you all. I love it. I mean, and I'm a newbie to this. I've been making videos for years, but I don't really appear on stream often. But how much do you think it impedes on your ability to concentrate on music nowadays? Like, seriously. Much? A little bit? Not at all? How would you grade it?
Probably a little. I mean, when I watch all of your videos, it's always while I'm doing like housework or like cleaning or dishes. Like, I do all of that stuff while I'm doing that. I don't sit at a computer and watch any of it. So in that sense, like, I'm not taking up time to where I could be listening to a record to watch a stream, or like, Stunty knows I watch his stream. I see every minute of it, but it's always later. I watch it in the morning when I'm making coffee, like getting ready for my day. So I don't like have a moment where I'm like, I'm gonna go sit down and listen to this Dorothy Carter record, and no, I'm gonna go watch Fred's latest video. It's more like, oh, while I'm doing this, I'll watch Fred's video, and then later on, that's like then I sit down and have that moment. But there's not enough of those moments is the thing in a day. Is the problem.
Yeah. I mean, I have two kids that they're just a little bit older than Dom's, and so my amount of time that I can dedicate to anything, right, that's my own time, is finite. So certainly, if I'm here right now, yes, I could absolutely be listening to a lot of these records for sure.
Well, yeah, right now that's true. We could all be listening to everything we're showing, but.
And you?
And Stunty, you don't sleep, so I don't know.
Yeah. I was tempted to go on. Sound of Minder, like for you, how is it?
As far as watching goes, watching I mean, I work from home too, like Alex. So I watch most of the stuff on the side. Like I have 3 screens in front of me right now in my office.
That's one way to do it.
So I work on 2, and I have stuff going on the biggest one, the TV screen. So
yeah, that's true. Actually, I do. Yeah, when I'm taking a break from work, I have 2 screens or whatever. So sometimes I'll put something on the background.
yeah.
I was tempted when you asked the question, Fred. My first impulse or reflex was to say none at all, and then I thought like, well, the time, as Alex said, is not finite. So obviously, like as my dad always bullied me with, like days only have 24 hours, blah 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 blah. But I don't feel like, I would say more that I don't feel that I'm lacking time to give love or attention to to my records.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. There are weeks when I feel like no time for anything, too much administration.
It's just that sometimes your attention span, or your brain can only give so much attention to so many tasks. You can't. We're not born multitaskers as human beings. We can only do certain things well. And you've got a live stream here, and you've got a video there, and and you're right. In a day, we've got number of hours. I work for 8 hours. I mean, I might work for 8 hours a day. I don't listen to music or don't get involved in anything at work. I just work. And I come back, I've got time in the morning and I've got time in the evening. And then, by the time you want to watch 1 or 2 videos, you've bought all these records, and then you end up watching 2 videos, and that's what I'm talking about. You're competing. And then when you've got kids like Alex or Dom, then you've got kids as well. Like the kids take, for me, my time is my own really most of the time, But effectively, I find that this new world we're living in, I sound like an old bastard, but this new reality we're in, which is social media heavy, is actually, for me, I find it distracting music-wise. I find that I don't have the exact time I want to, or I don't concentrate hard enough on the music and buying more and more and more seems a bit silly.
Then you just have to be hard on yourself and to make sure that the time you spend on the YouTube is quality.
Yeah, well, which it is now. It is absolutely, yeah. That's why I don't appear on many streams, because I just feel that, I don't have much to contribute anyway, but B, it's just there are people there who appear on every stream, and they're so-called music fans. I don't know how much music they'd be listening to. Honestly, I'm not going to name names here, but there are people who are everywhere at once, and you think, how do you do it?
Well, they only listen. That's easy. They only listen to the Beatles.
Exactly. Yeah. Touché, my friend. Touché.
Well, and then there's also Monsieur Vinyl.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. Yes.
The ultimate thing, though, the reason why this is a little bit different, but getting to meet you guys, like getting to connect with everyone individually, and getting to hang out and do the record fair, meeting Alex, like that all has come from this, and so that truly is the coolest part of it, and I hope to do more of that. And you're constantly discovering, which is great, but that has its point where you're like kind of want to go back into your other things that you've already listened to or you already know, or how else do you discover? I was just thinking about, like, how else do I discover music at this point? And it's some online research and reading and whatnot, but so much of it is just, a lot of it, a good percentage of it now is through the VC of music discovery.
That's the reality in my case, that the most, like, sometimes I feel I spend more time listening to previews of upcoming records or new records, like on Juno, on Soundome, on Boomcat, or wherever, or Bandcamp, because I got all these alerts on all these bands, all these artists, all these labels on Bandcamp, on Discogs, everywhere. So I spend. That's true. Like sometimes, and because I do listen to everything without reading anything about it, because I don't want to be colored. I want it to be my judgment, which means like a lot of hours on a daily basis. That sometimes feels like torture, to be honest. To find, it's literally like the metaphor of the finding like in the straw pile, like finding the gold. It is. I have, like right now, I'm late in my own self-imposed chores of like what I have to process, and it's having an impact on me because I'm like I know the amount of time that it requires to invest to be able to go back to zero. and sometimes it's horrible, but yeah. But can you put back Jose's comment that you put earlier, because maybe we should get concerned. This do you feel that this could be like a, like, should we call like a suicide line or something? This sounds like
But I've been saying this for years and years. That comment here is not for me. Like again, like I keep repeating, but I've been doing this for 12 years, right? 12 years.
Okay.
And the thing is, what I've noticed about the VC at large is that 90% of it are people who just want to listen to the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath,
Neil Young,
Bob
Neil
Dylan,
Young, and yeah.
Neil Young.
and then the rest, you've got this kind of like, and I'm just being generous with my 10% because it's 10, but the 10% are people like here, who we do our best to push interesting things in front of people's face, but we only listen to each other. like the others don't listen. It's like we're doing the videos for just us. We know with the audience, like it's you like that comment that he put on is spot on, because that's it's the truth. It is the truth. And is 10% too much?
Yeah, but the thing though is that, have you actually seen Jose trying to make other people discover records? Because he has a special style. Huh?
Yeah.
He tries. He definitely tries.
Yeah. Well, no, you can't blame him for you can't blame him like I'm not trying. That's true. But at least he does show records that are out of the box, which are not like they you're right. Who wants to see like Led Zeppelin? Here's a band that I just can't. I'm sorry, people. If I offend anyone in the gallery, I can't stand Led Zeppelin. I just find it sound generic. Just it brings no joy to me. I just think it's the most overblown, overrated band of all time, in my opinion. Even more.
Fred, you have to see for Led Zeppelin. You have to see them. You have to see videos of them, because it's all about the hair, the chest hair, like
the pelvis moving.
So.
Yeah. But honestly, I just think, like, I mean, to each their own. But there's so much Led Zeppelin that you can absorb, and then there's all these really, like, I'm sorry, but here, look, that sounds really stupid what I'm going to say, but this is so ignored by most people, and yet there is everything you need to know is in there. Like it's so stupid. It has to be classic rock or nothing at all. Like there's no. Sorry, rant over.
Yeah, because we know that. We know that very well. Like it's almost like there's no, like, if we want to discuss this, at least let's try to find something a little bit
No, that's fine.
Yeah, and maybe, I mean, I think you Stunty, I think when you came on, I mean, you explicitly said that your mission was sort of to bring all of this new music to the surface, right? In a way that is more palatable to the larger community, right? Whatever that is. And I think that was one of the big draws of your channel. I think why it's grown quite a bit. I mean, it's still niche, right? I mean, you're still.
It's not so much to bring attention as because we all like it's to. I discussed that with Fred, I think, recently. Is to empower others. Like I felt self-empowered by just accepting that it's not because no one I know cares about that I shouldn't care. Like the loudest voice shouldn't have any impact on what I like.
Yeah,
equal playing field, essentially.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it's just for me. It's I don't take anything away from people wanting to. I think people like to sort of like commiserate, or not commiserate, but talk with people that they and relate to people in the ways that like words they can understand, or like things that they already know. And so it's easy to sort of go back and forth about Led Zeppelin or Creedence or the Beatles, because we can talk about that and it's a topic we know about. But when you start bringing in something strange, then what is the conversation kind of ends there, right? I'd say like, hey, you should check out this Glenn Branca record, and you're listening to Houses of the Holy. Maybe that's alienating for you. Maybe that's sort of like scary for you.
You need the steps in between. That's for sure. You need to climb the steps. You can't go from 1 to to 10. And I'm sorry if I've offended. I'm not sorry, but like my opinion on Led Zeppelin is my own. I don't. This is not a reflection on everyone in the panel. It's people get antsy about my Led Zeppelin comments because they love Led Zeppelin. I'm sorry, but it's just me. It's just it doesn't reflect anybody else's opinion. Like this guy here at the bottom there. I'm sorry, but sorry, not sorry.
Hey, Ivan.
Yeah, audiophile world. There's another one. That's not great.
Oh, your favorite topic, Fred.
Fucking hell. Give me a break.
Well, on that note, I may sort of say we got to wrap this up here. I've gone longer than I intended to.
Yeah.
But it's been a true joy and a treat, as I like to say.
Yeah, it was nice
to do this. Well, I'll try to bring these back semi regularly. I don't want to get into the streaming wars with people.
You started really late for me, though.
I know, yeah, I did. Well, I didn't think you'd even turn up. You said you'd be, but then I should have known better. You said you were DJing.
No, yeah.
So, anyway.
If I hadn't been DJing, there's no way I would have been awake at that time.
True.
But it was a great occasion. You're right. Very, very nice.
Yeah, fun to talk. I like a good music, good discussion. So, Alex, sorry couldn't be around sooner. We'll get you on from the start next time.
I guess. Sorry to hijack your ending, but
go for
like
it.
If we're talking about the people that we were like criticizing a little bit in the VC, is that like what we did tonight was music discussion with all possible tangents, but at least with the focus on music collecting, self-reflection and all that. Maybe that's what's lacking when you have channels or people who talk about the same things, since these topics are already covered by journalists, by books that everyone can get and have better access, better knowledge, probably stronger insights about all these topics because they're mainstream. So of course, the literature, the reflection, it already exists. We probably talk about stuff that has that there's a need for more discourse on the and there are books about what we talk about. Like the other day, Alex did this great video about Lovely Records. I would be shocked if there's not already a publication about Lovely Record. Maybe there isn't, but you know what I mean. If that's you could also have done the same thing about a label you love, where there exists a book, but still it's not on anywhere near the scale of what we tend to isolate ourselves, insulate ourselves a little bit from.
Well, and also I like to get Alex's take on lovely music, or Stunty, your take on when you did the ECM thing. I think of like Fred's focus on classical music. Like that's what I'm buying into, and that's what I'm interested in. Is your thoughts on those things too? So it's both things are welcome to be in the marketplace
honestly,
of ideas.
I sometimes, like maybe once a week, I will YouTube Google VC and put past 7 days and just check out random voices, random people who I don't know. Even if they talk about Led Zeppelin, I don't care. Sometimes it's just you don't know what you're looking for, but maybe you'll find it. There's someone who has, as 4D Many saying, has an angle, like a personal anecdote or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're not here just because we like the sound of ourselves. Like we do genuinely like just the idea. If you don't like others talking about music, then why would you do it yourself? Like that would be horrible.
It's not like that. It's like I like to hear certain people talk about music because they reflect, a sort of their. I don't know. Like I think they can bring me. I think they can bring me something. Like I can get something from it. That's it. Like that's. Well, what am I going to get from somebody talking about the latest Beatles single? Nothing. Like, what am I going to personally get? And how is my time invested doing this? That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, 3.5 hours, good place to end.
Okay,
See
take care, everyone.
everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.